icon Ryan Ermanni, University of Michigan great Braylon Edwards, and of course, Maz are about to take over on Woodward Sports. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m., it's the best Detroit sports talk on Detroit's best sports network, Woodward Sports.
Welcome back, Ermanni and Edwards with Maz on a beautiful Tuesday. I am your man, Be Easy. And guess what? I'm sorry that I wasn't here Friday. I wasn't here yesterday, so I missed you guys. Anson Wells filling in for Ryan Ermanni today. Good to be with you again, brother. Last time I was here, I was sitting very next to you, and this always feels good. KG is in the booth. Yes, Pete Spyback doing what he does. Our guy, my right hand. And then the man that makes the show go round time, Maz away in the Maz chair. Maz, I missed you, man.
I missed you too, bro. I don't like when you're not around.
This is true, man.
You know how much I despise golf.
This is
ball golf. What the hell, man?
This is very true.
Why do you always got to go to play golf?
Okay,
I hate freaking golf.
Braylon, Maz is real fired up today. This time of the year is my worst time of the freaking year.
He's
super fired up today.
And this is when golf starts. Oh, no, I heard about you guys yesterday. I want to get in some of that KG and Maz good banter that I missed. I want to see if I can recreate some of that magic.
No, don't recreate it.
But Maz, two reasons I missed. Friday, I had the opportunity to go down to Cleveland, Ohio. My son lives in Cleveland. One of my sons lives in Cleveland, and he graduated from 5th grade. Where the heck did time go? Wow. But it was fun to go down there and spend some time with him. Maddox, congratulations again. So I don't like the state of Ohio, but I love my son, and I love
him. Hollywood.
Man, I got a video.
Looks.
He definitely does. He's super smart, super intelligent.
How are you going to leave your son in Ohio?
You know, it wasn't on me. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. That's unmitigated factors.
Outside factors.
Right. Thank you, KG. You know what I'm saying? You get me. But he's on Ohio, man. He's super sharp, super smart. The conversation just rolls off his tongue. Like I'm proud of that guy, man. So I had the chance to go down there Friday.
God bless,
so that was
genes,
fun.
Man.
So that's a legit reason to miss the show.
That's a great reason.
And then golf yesterday, I went to the NFL alumni outing, and I've played in that outing 6-7 years in a row. They honored me in 2021. This year they honored friend of the show, Calvin Johnson, as alumnus of the year. You got to go support Megatron and all he's doing in the city.
What course were you at?
We were at Wabeek. Okay. Wabeek is in West Bloomfield. It's not too far from actually. You just take Woodward up to Long Lake over the Telegraph in West Bloomfield. But so fun outing, but I am back, and boy, did I come at a good time. So let me, here's a picture real quick of myself and Maddox. Pete, I appreciate you
there you go, buddy.
That pic in. Here we are sitting in, and what they did was a picnic for them. So they did the graduation kind of virtually on Zoom. Mm-hmm. Then after they did that, they came, which I didn't really understand. But anyway, then they came outside. We had food. We had Chipotle, 3 steak quesadillas. The boy can eat. Yeah. I tell you like that. You see those long legs, man? That's
an image of you.
Man, he didn't mention how he played yesterday.
I was coming back to that.
I was going to say, because you got off it real quick.
You know what? Nothing gets by the great Anson Wells. It's golf. You know, I didn't play well yesterday. I hit a couple putts. You know, irons were okay. I helped the team. We finished 5th with a 12 under. But I didn't play my best, man. I was inconsistent with my driver. I was very upset. I blamed my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? I had to find an excuse why I was playing so bad. But golf, you see pros. Sometimes pros are on, Masters, U.S. Open, which is this week. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But then sometimes, man, they can't even crack the top 50 and they can't even make the cut. So I just had a bad performance.
Okay, so the father-son albatross took a lot out of you, is what you're saying.
It did.
Now, you didn't ask me how my weekend was. I know it's Tuesday, but I'm going to surprise you with something.
Surprise me then.
Guess
Go
what
ahead,
I did on Saturday?
What did you do Saturday, sir?
I went ball golfing as well.
You play golf?
I did.
Where'd you golf at?
For the first time in 18
years.
Maz
is about to get up and walk out of the studio, by the way. Maz is almost out of here. We got to reel him back.
But now, my family built and owned the Glacier Club. It was the first and only private course in Macomb County for a long, long time. They don't own it anymore. But I worked at a golf course for 8 years, man.
Okay.
And I had a pretty good handicap one year, and that's when I realized I would prefer to be a Frisbee golfer. However, I was treated to 18 holes at the Wingate in Rochester.
I love Wingate, Rochester.
Wow. What a track.
It's a beautiful track. They have 2 courses, Wingate, and then they have the public course, Wyndham, I believe, Wyndham Point. Yeah, they used to do Pistons outings there. Mm-hmm. So I got a chance to play that track. It is an amazing course, and they keep it in stellar condition. All right, Maz. We're done with our love.
No, I don't mind. I love to hear what you guys
wants to hear how I hit the winning putt. I know that.
Yeah, I'm very happy for you.
I did. I didn't embarrass myself. I wasn't very good. I got out of the tee box. I got up and down. But I did hit a crushing 12-footer to win by 1 stroke.
Speaking of 12-footers, it seems that KG doesn't like people that hit from the logo, Maz, and Caitlin Clark.
Does it?
Mazzy,
Speaking of feet.
It's all right, man.
I thought so what happened? Obviously, Caitlin Clark.
I'm over it, man.
Caitlin Clark over the weekend, she gets left off. I just want to recreate some magic if I can. Caitlin gets left off Team USA, and I guess your conversation stemmed from that.
Yeah,
what was on the table, KG?
Maz is mad because I said Caitlin Clark needs to earn her place.
KG thinks he's read our back.
Christian Laettner didn't need to earn it.
Listen, y'all can keep bringing up
He's
Christian
the only person
Laettner.
ever, though.
That's fine, man. But she being left off the Olympic team, okay, so what, man? She got plenty of Olympic teams to be on. Yeah. To me, she's only been in the league a month. She's probably not going to play that much. Even in the men's Olympic game, it's rare that rookies get on the team. So that was just my whole point. I get the marketing aspect. I get that she's the biggest player since God knows when, college anyway.
Okay,
she has
stop
to
right
earn
there.
it in the WNBA.
Well, no, she don't have to earn it.
Tom Mazaway,
she already earned it. She already earned it.
What did she earn?
She earned it by being the greatest shooter in women's basketball history.
I understand.
Bar none. Now listen, even if she didn't play a lick, she should, by the way, they're gonna win the medal. They're gonna win with her or without her.
Yeah.
But I won't be watching without her. That's
I'm not
the
watching
deal.
without
None
her.
of us are watching without her. That's what they made the mistake.
I am a, what do you call it? What kind of fan am I?
A fair weather fan.
I'm not a fair weather.
Bandwagon?
Fair weather
What's
fan.
the word?
Bandwagon fan?
Pardon?
Bandwagon fan?
No.
Out of
the
sight,
word I wrote?
It's kind of
Right. Casual
fan.
Good job, KG.
Okay? Golf. I'm not watching golf unless Tiger Woods is in it.
That's fair.
That's what I consider her. To me, she's the Tiger Woods of women's basketball.
She's not the GOAT yet, though. We're trying to crown her way too soon. And
I didn't say she was the GOAT, man. I just
might
said
as well.
I just said she's the best.
KG,
she's the greatest show.
Yeah. She's one of the 12 best women players in the league right now, wouldn't you say?
I can't say that.
Because you don't watch enough.
You know why? Because you're an expert, I guess.
Any clue is because you watch it because of Caitlin.
I admit that. But
Okay.
I'm not somebody that'll come up here in front like I watch WNBA. I don't like that.
I didn't say that.
There's been other great players before her. Like, he was mad Diana Taurasi's on the team. And while I understand she's old, she's a legend.
It's
That's like Kobe not being on the team.
Sixth? Wow.
That's like Kobe not being on the team.
You know what?
Come on,
KG,
man.
when you're building a team, you need a crushing perimeter shooter. That's how they've been building Team USA for the last 20 years.
You don't think there's other perimeter shooters besides
There
Caitlin
are,
Clark?
but I mean, when you whiff not only on one of the best pure outside shooters in the women's game, but then even more so, you whiff on interest. That is just one of the most criminally bad business moves that I have seen the WNBA make since they've had this asset in their hands.
Women's basketball.
Here's
not the WNBA. It's women's
I
basketball.
take that back, but you understand women's basketball.
Yeah, I guess Kenny wants Magic Johnson on the Dream Team this year. You want Magic Johnson to come back because he's a legend?
You have to pay them.
I want Isaiah on the Dream Team, though.
This is what I would say
about this year's team.
100%. This is what I would say about the Dream Team as it relates to Caitlin being left off, et cetera, et cetera. I think both sides can be true.
Yes.
But the one thing is not creating and it's not messing up. It's not messing up interest. It's not messing up shared revenues because it's the Olympics. The Olympics are coming on 5 hours different time anyway. It's not a nationally televised event to where you're drawing streams, you're drawing commercials. So the interest and the money making, you can't because it's the Olympics. With that being said, outside of Christian Laettner, who technically wasn't in the NBA yet, so he's technically was not a rookie, they don't have rookies that make the team. They just don't. If they would have done it, AI would have been on the Dream Team in 96. They've never done that, so they're following in a model that's already created. It just is what it is. It is the best professional women's basketball players make this team. She has not played it long enough to be considered one of the best. They left off two people that are averaging 26, 7, and 9. They left them off the team, and they've been consistent in the WNBA. So I don't think they left her off is such, oh, my God, it was because of hate or it was because of this or because of that. She wasn't also going to play. So she will have another 12, 13 years. That's the next 3 to make this team 1, 2, 3 times. I think people are overblowing it because of all the other stuff that they compound on top of it, whether it's the women that are like gooning Caitlin Clark, whether it's like Gino Auriemma coming out speaking on behalf of Caitlin Clark, whether everything she does is kind of like, oh, we got to show this, we got to talk about that. I think that's more so what this is more compounding of that. At the end of the day, she's a rookie that didn't get picked.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
The timing of the optics is what makes it hard for a lot of people to stomach. There's clearly a separation between the WNBA and women's basketball, USA women's basketball, as you guys both astutely pointed out. However, the 5 women that are choosing these players are also deeply tied to the WNBA.
True.
And they are missing out on a massive opportunity for interest because we're not going to be talking about women's Olympic basketball without Caitlin Clark. We're not going to be tuning in. And even though they're not wearing WNBA jerseys, they are coming home from the Olympics and playing WNBA basketball. And this is a major whiff on USA Basketball's part to drive interest back domestically to our own league here, the WNBA.
Two things I will say they messed up on. Like now speaking from it, just kind of like looking at the outside in, all the parameters around the conversation. One thing is I agree with what you just said. And the reason why is even though it's not ESPN or ABC or insert network or stream site here that you'll be able to follow this and create market, you keep Caitlin Clark's name relevant. You keep Caitlin Clark's name 100%. Going, what she's doing, the interest for Caitlin Clark, so that when you do get back domestic, you're still selling those jerseys, you still have that interest, still selling out arenas. The other place they miss, Maz, I think they miss where they could have had all these girls that are hating on Caitlin Clark or that don't like Caitlin Clark or just doing what you're supposed to do as a veteran in a professional league. They could have played with her for the better part of all spring, all summer, got to know her, saw where her game was, and I think then when they came back, maybe it would have been more cohesion between them versus what's going on now. That could have been a good thing.
Just remember the way the Olympics used to be played, and not too long ago.
All college?
All college players. And then the pros took over, which, to me, I'd much rather watch the college players. It can't happen anymore.
We kept losing. That's
right, but it can't happen anymore. I mean, there's one and dones now. No one stays in college anymore. So that's an old model. I'm just saying, if you want a novice fan to watch your game, trust me, if I looked on NBC or all their networks where they're going to have the Olympics, and they put up a what's the word I'm looking for? A commercial, a promotion, a promo. If they put up a promo, hey, Caitlin Clark and the U.S. team is playing Uruguay tonight, I'm watching it. Now they're going to put up women's basketball playing against Uruguay. I don't care. I'm not even flipping it on for a minute. I don't care.
Same.
I know they're going to win. They're going to blow out the team that they're playing, and I just don't care. I'm not watching. I've never in my life tuned in a WNBA game except when the Shock was in town. I actually went to a few. I'm not putting it on unless she's playing. I'm not watching golf back 10 years ago if Tiger Woods was not playing. I'm a novice fan, and if you want me to watch, and there's a lot of me out there, then put the player that we want to see on the court.
And I understand that, and you're not completely wrong, but I just don't think it'll hurt the WNBA that much. I also think this was part of the plan because leaving her off the team, they knew how much of a topic of discussion this would be. We're still talking about her. If she made the team, it would be no big deal. It'd be like, oh, okay, she's on the team. We may or may not watch depending on what you already do. But the fact that they left her off the team, people are going to be more tuned into the WNBA now to see how she responds to
I'm going to ask you this, and this is the truth. Does Diana Taurasi even play anymore?
No, she's retired.
She's retired.
This is her first year retired.
What the F is she doing on the team?
This is true.
Even without Caitlin Clark, how about the two players you told me?
No.
I take
active?
that back. No. Taurasi,
she is active.
Sue Bird retired last year. That's what.
Okay, Taurasi's still playing. That shows you how much I don't even watch.
She does. She played this year because Brittany Griner. The thing that to answer your question, yes. Okay. But because Brittany Griner got stuck in Russia and they missed the season, she wanted to play one more season before she retired.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Fine. If you want to put her on, great.
So we're rewarding players that break international rules and didn't play.
That's a great take.
Come on.
That's a great take.
Yeah. Come on. I'm not going deeper into Brittany Griner.
Don't bring that up because people want to be real lawful abiding citizens when they want to be real lawful abiding citizens. She had a little canister of oil.
You mean the USA hater that depended on the USA to get her out of jail?
She wasn't transporting firearms. Let's
she was a hater.
Dude, it's Russia. Okay? Who brings a pen to Russia?
The person that's been doing it for the last 5 years because now there's an agenda they wanted to arrest her.
Yeah.
She's been doing this the last 5 years.
That's fact.
But now it's an agenda with Russia, Ukraine, and USA, and now they use it for leverage.
I lived in Russia.
Come on,
I've been through the borders in Russia. You don't play when you go to Russia. Listen, we want to talk about privilege. You're sitting there because you did it for 5 years. You broke the law for 5 years. It should be okay. That's asinine. It's Russia. And this is a woman that swore down the USA and then absolutely begged them to save her. And now we're putting her on a team after she hasn't done anything? Come on. This reeks. This whole thing reeks. And yes, KG, it's not going to hurt the WNBA, but they missed and whiffed on a huge opportunity to help the NBA all summer and Olympic long. Don't sleep.
Hey, at the end of the day, the objective is to win a gold medal. You win the gold medal by putting people out there that you feel are going to mean you a gold medal. Every time Brittany Griner has been on that team, what if they won, KG? A gold medal. It's not about politics. It's not about all this other stuff.
She's pretty darn good.
You know how much, at the end of the day, it's about America winning yet again. It doesn't matter what these individuals
They're going to win.
And to Maz's point, if she's on the team, they win. If she's not on the team, they win. So why does it matter anyway? That's all my point is.
Fired up over women's basketball.
KG,
Let's go.
I'm just saying, like Anson perfectly said, there'd be more eyes on it if Caitlin Clark was playing. That's the end of it. Yeah. That's it.
I got you. You don't hate me still?
No, I hate you.
I'm gonna get a he hate me jersey.
That's
man.
right.
Listen. Nobody hates anybody in here. And in the great words of Jackie Moon, ELE. Everybody love everybody.
Hey, I politic to get KG in here.
He really did though.
I love the kid.
You ain't the only one. Me, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
At the end of the day, it's neither here nor there for the Edmonton Oilers as they are now down 0-2 to the Florida
They're getting
Panthers.
dominated.
Time has away, and I don't want to say, this is one of the great predictions of Braylon Edwards. At the end of the day, I saw what you saw.
Yep.
Florida has been here the last 5 years in a row. They've had the best record. They've gotten to the finals and lost it. This looked like this was their year.
Yeah.
Time has away. 4-1 last game. What's going on?
You know what this reminds me of? 1995.
Oh, the Devils
and the Red Wings. All right?
Yeah.
The Red Wings, a lot more talent than the Devils. A lot more talent. But you know what? The Devils had the better goalie. And they had the better defense, and they suffocated teams. The Panthers are suffocating Draisaitl and McDavid. They are suffocating them. Skinner is just an average goaltender. That's what they're missing. They're missing that stand-on-your-head goaltender, and Florida is suffocating them. They could sweep. It could be a 4-gamer, just like 1995. I hope I'm wrong. I'd like to see 7 games. I'm loving the series. But Florida is just pulverizing them. Edmonds taking cheap shots, trying to knock Panther players out. They had a guy knocked out in the first period.
I saw that, yeah.
Had a game misconduct. And then later in the game, Draisaitl with a cheap shot against I forgot who it was on Florida. Hopefully he's going to be okay. But Florida they're imposing their will right now. A big win last night, 4-1. They go up 2-0. Take 2 days because they got to travel 2,600 miles to get to Edmonton, get acclimated to that. They're not West Coast. They are like mountain time in Edmonton, so they're 2 hours behind us here. But so they're playing 8 o'clock here, 6 o'clock will be over there. So we'll see how it rolls Thursday night. Oilers desperately need that game.
And when you start seeing players like Draisaitl do things like that, where it's a play you shouldn't do. It's frustration. It is what frustration is. We had Ken Island on the show. One of the questions I asked Ken Mass, if you realize, I said they came back down 3-2 against the Canucks. They came back down 2-1 against the Dallas Stars, and they won each of those series after being down. How much does that wear on you? Anson, Mass, like how much of that energy, like you talked about the golfing, you said hitting that albatross, it took me out of my game's trash now. I think those 2 series, I think it took a lot out of Draisaitl. It took a lot out of my guy, Connor McDavid. It took a lot out of Edmonton Oilers.
No doubt, man. They are hurting right now. And they're looking for ways to get around. But Bobrovsky gave up 1 bad goal so far. That's been it. It's the only goal they've scored in 2 games. They got shut out in game 1. They scored a cheap goal in game 2. Game 3 coming up on Thursday. I think it's curtains for the Oilers. Hey, 31 years and counting for Canada to skate the cup. We'll see if it's 32 years. I hope they can come back, but I doubt it.
Hope they can too, but I did pick the Florida Panthers, so I am excited about that. Sticking with hockey, Utah now takes over for the Arizona Coyotes, used to be Phoenix Coyotes.
Yeah.
They are now down to 6 names.
What name you like, gang?
Hockey team.
What name you guys like?
We ask you guys out there in the chat. Feel free to comment, talk about it, get this chat going. Anson, KG, Maz, Pete, Utah Blizzard, yay or nay?
Nay, because Avalanche and Blizzard to me too close.
Okay, Utah HC?
What is that?
Hockey club.
Hockey
No.
club.
That's a Ryan Ermanni. That's like the Washington football team.
Yep.
I could throw up on that.
Washington football team wasn't bad.
I hate that.
Hey, man.
It wasn't that
Correct
bad.
me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
After they switched to the Commanders, I'm like, Washington football team didn't sound that bad.
It was cleaner,
it's annoying enough to where you can stand it.
Listen, Commanders to me isn't a bad nickname.
The Commanders.
We're just not used to it yet. It really isn't a bad name.
I just call them the commies.
Yeah, well, that's what they're afraid of. That's what they're afraid of.
I like calling them the commies.
Because let's face it, it is DC, right?
Culture right now.
It is Washington, DC. What else you got, Bray?
The Western Conversation. The Utah Mammoth.
Mammoth?
I'm not mad at that one.
It's okay.
Let's
I know the one that's going to win.
Let's put a check by Utah Mammoth right now.
It's going to win.
Utah Outlaws.
No.
See, I don't mind it for hockey.
This ain't the USFL.
Now, this is the NBA, I'd be pissed.
There's nothing outlaw about Utah.
The only outlaws.
This is NBA, I'd be pissed.
The only outlaws are the Oklahoma Outlaws of the original USFL. There never shall be another.
Doug Williams.
Yes, please. And I'm sorry, but why are not all Utah teams just the Utah Mormons?
I swear.
Make it easy. Get the Jazz out of there.
Utah many wives.
You know, I mean, the Utah Mormons. Nobody's going to be upset about it. We all expect it. Get some like normal bland white on white colors. We got this. Let's do it. Come on. Put a little black tie on each side. You know? Boom, let's do it.
You mean just have a bunch of like a big family as a logo? It could be a huge family.
A whole bunch of stick figures.
The Utah team of Latter-day Saints.
First and foremost, Anson, what was in your coffee today? You got to drink more of it. I like this animated Anson.
The ball golfing me over the weekend, I think, to be honest. I'm all fired up.
Wow, that is hilarious.
That's good.
The Utah Mormons.
I like it with the big family.
Oh my God. I like that one.
The Venom, that's out.
Please.
There's
no
snakes.
Going back to the Utah Mormons.
No
like,
snakes.
I think
now,
we got
they have the most venomous snakes. I heard this.
They do?
I believe it's something along those lines. They have a high number of venomous snakes.
You know what Utah's called? It's called the beehives. It's called the bee state.
Yes, the bee state.
Yep.
I don't understand. Is it because they have a lot of bees? Is it bugs?
They
insects,
produce honey.
Bees?
I don't
farm
know.
honey.
Not
Get
my
some of that Mormon honey, though.
They should call them the hive. The
Anyway,
place could be
KG,
called the
so
hive.
what you do over the weekend?
Hey, man, I'm just chilling, man.
Hey,
And
the
then
winner is
obviously
going to be this last
The
name.
Utah
Yeah, the
Yeti. was
That's the winner.
I like the
last.
Yeti.
That's the one.
It's the one. It's the one I said
That's
when
the
we
winner.
first talked about this
Right, the
3 weeks
imaginary
ago.
animal. I love it.
Now, the Colorado Avalanche have an issue with this.
Correct.
and I
They
think
have a
that's the
Yeti
one
as their mascot.
Exactly. They've
Yes.
got the abominable snowman, a.k.a. the Yeti over there in Colorado. But it's just such a great sounding name. Utah Yeti. I love it.
I think that Colorado Avalanche should have maybe made sure to specify what their mascot was. Because now is it a Yeti? Is it Abominable Snowman?
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with Utah taking that name because we don't know what the heck that thing is. You say one thing, say another.
Their Yeti's
With a
brown,
Yeti.
so it's technically Sasquatch. It's Bigfoot.
Yeah,
I think
it's Bigfoot.
I think Mammoth could be a runner-up.
I like
Yeah, I
Mammoth
do
second.
like Mammoth second.
Mammoth could be a runner-up.
Reminds me of the store back on Grand River in Greenfield I used to go to as a kid. Man, he sold everything there, man. You can get a car, you can get rims. You
But
can
this year, they're just going to be the Utah Hockey Club.
Okay.
They don't have a nickname this
just
year.
hockey sticks going like HC and some
It's
sticks.
just going to be
Jerseys
Utah
while you
HC.
can.
That's it. It's Utah. That they have no nickname this year.
You know what?
Coyotes was a great nickname.
I did like the Coyotes.
But I'm sorry, but Arizona should not have a hockey team. Am I wrong?
Maz argued me on this one. He said they had a great fan base when they first started, which they did. He said
do.
They do have a great fan base for all sports.
They love
to be
their
honest.
sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
love their sports. I mean, they support the Diamondbacks. They always did.
Why did they move?
The Cardinals, I guess, they supported
Why
them
did the hockey team move?
because they ran.
There's
Because
no
the
ice.
ownership was so bad.
Oh, really?
They
ran
didn't
out of
pay
ice,
their
right.
bills.
Ran out of ice.
They didn't pay their bills. They didn't have an arena.
Yeah.
They lost
They
their
were playing
lease to
at a
the
JUCO
arena.
college.
Yeah, this last 2 years they were playing in front of like
JUCO college.
5,000 people.
Tough to play ice hockey outdoors in Arizona.
But you know, when you asked the original question, the question was,
They
you know,
will get
why
a
did they
team
have
back.
a team? Well, it's because of the Wayne Gretzky influence. They get the got the LA Kings, and then come the Mighty Ducks after the movie, insert all that.
And that
West
kind of
Coast.
came after the Phoenix Suns run, if I remember, when their fan base was on fire.
Yeah, Charlie. Yeah.
I mean, they got good.
Barkley.
that was in the Nash. Yeah, that was around that time. Oh, yeah. He won MVP 94.
Mid-90s, yeah. When they were real hot and they,
Arizona
Michigan's
will
own
get a
Dan
hockey team
Marley.
back.
What's that?
They'll get a hockey team again.
Probably.
They will.
It's a great fan
It'll
base,
be
you're
the
right.
Coyotes again. They've saved that name, by the way.
It's funny. I listened to a Charles Barkley story. He was talking about the year they played the Bulls. He said he just couldn't win the 76ers. He felt like a terrible player. He felt the failure. So he went up to the Phoenix Suns. He picked him up. He said he gets there, looks at the team. He said, look, we're going to win a championship. A lot of y'all not going to be here. He said he started going through the roster, getting guys
Chuck
out.
Said that?
100%. He got his LeBron on.
He did the Dion.
He got Mark West out there. You got Dan Marley out there. He brought the team out there. And then he said, we're going to go play
Kenny
Michael.
Johnson.
Said they played Michael first game regular season, 94. Said they got thrashed. Said they got beat by about 30. He said, we're going to play them in the finals. Played them in the finals and win 6 games. Jordan won, but I thought it was a heck of a story.
Who did he get rid of? He got rid of Thunder Dan Marley?
No, he kept Dan Marley. He brought Dan Marley in. Who was it? Danny Manning, maybe? No, Danny Manning was a part of that team, too.
That was a bad
Richard
team.
Dumas was on that
Definitely
squad.
probably got rid of him. Tom Chambers. Tom Chambers can go, though.
I'll tell you what. Barkley in that series...
He was good. He had 2 40-point games.
He was hitting threes.
Yeah.
I mean, he took his game to a different level on that Phoenix Suns squad.
I will say this. That was because I was a Jordan fan. I've told you a million times. Look, I love the Pistons. I was happy when the Pistons beat the Bulls, but I still was a Jordan guy. When Jordan lost MVP in 94, I was confused. I said, don't get me wrong. I like Chuck Sneaks.
Well, it would be
I know the round mound is that deal, but I'm like, how did he
beat
beat
him
him?
to win an MVP in 94 when he was on
Not 94,
NBA
93.
for gambling?
93.
Okay.
93, you know what I meant. 93.
I wasn't sure, so.
I meant 93. But I'm like, how the heck did he lose to Charles Barkley? That finals and that playoff run solidified Charles Barkley's MVP. It was well-deserved that year.
A did said Oliver Miller.
Oh, yeah.
He definitely got rid of the Big O. How much was the Big O when he was with the Pistons?
300
and change.
3 and change.
You know, Barkley was the shortest player in NBA history to lead the league
in rebounds.
They say he's 6'6", 6'7", but from what I know, he's 6'4.5".
Because he and Jordan are on the same height, and Jordan is like
6'5", maybe?
like 6'4" and 6. Like it's like 6'4", 7'8", 6'5" even. Both those guys are under 6'6".
We didn't get a chance to ask you about the NBA final, man.
The NBA Finals.
Yeah, game 2. You know, we didn't get a chance to talk to you about the Celtics.
I was going to give you one more hockey thing, but you know what? They're showing what happens when you have the top-rated team as it relates to top to bottom, the whole roster. Obviously, Porzingis, game 1.
Man.
He goes out there and light up. We didn't get a chance to even talk about that one as well because I wasn't here, but Porzingis lights it up. Now he adds that another all-star that they had all season, Drew Holiday. You see why he's on the Celtics. You see why they were excited to get him from the Bucks. You see the guy that helped Giannis get his first and only championship. They're just a deep squad. They got guys that can play both ends of the court. You know what? Hey, look, let's take a quick commercial break, and I want to expound on that because that team is very deep. Pause first. Let's get a message from Les Stanford. What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. This is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. The same great service that customers have come to know and trust on Woodward, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today at lesstanford.com. Lesstanford.com. Together, let's drive.
Let's drive right over to Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. Don't settle for less. Premier Pet Supply, hands down, Michigan's best pet store, family-owned and operated for over 30 years. We saw the owner yesterday, Mike. He was at that golf outing. We were out in Oakland Hills. Now we have 13 Metro Detroit locations, over 60 brands of food at the lowest prices available, curbside delivery if you want it, and, of course, they've got nutritionists on call for any questions. Give your pet the best. Don't settle for less. It's PremierPetSupply.com.
Thank you to the Detroit Lions and Sheila Ham for the best season in Lions history. Now it's time to let Brad Holmes cook. Woodward Sports.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. $10 a month will get you in shape. It'll get you feeling great. The thing is, feeling great first, and that's why they're home in the judgment-free zone. They want you to feel good about your workout, feel good about yourself, so you come in, you work out at your own pace, nobody's paying attention. You do you. Also home in a squeaky clean gym, so after you work out, you can feel confident that the gym is clean. You can relax, take a load off if you want. Your fitness is essential, so make sure you partner up with Planet Fitness. Ladies and gentlemen, your Planet Fitness, fitness is very essential. In anything you do, it doesn't have to be a lot of weights. It doesn't have to be a lot of running. Just movement is fitness. The more you move, the more you feel good, the more you want to do more. So I urge you to get in shape and do something. Movement is key.
Amen.
You appreciate that answer?
So much.
Appreciate
Absolutely,
that, right?
man.
Yeah.
The moment you
bit.
stop is the moment everything goes downhill.
Just a little bit, man. Just a little jump rope, a little walk. You can go for a walk with your significant other. Tom Mazza when Kathy walking out there in the great St. Clair Shores. But anyway, getting back to what we talked about with the Celtics, just the depth of the bench. You see Drew Holiday, you see Derek White, you see Al Horford. Somehow,
can I stop you
in
real
year
quick?
17,
Yes, some breaking news. Kristaps Porzingis torn medial retinaculum, allowing dislocation of the posterior tibialis,
whatever that means,
tendon in the left leg. He may not play anymore.
No,
basically, this is almost like the Achilles. We had Doc on the show.
That's what happens when you come back like that. That's
we had Doc on the show.
And force every play through a guy all game one.
Yeah.
We had Doc on the show. Not this past, was it this past Thursday? Tom Mazaway. I asked him specifically. I said, this incident happened once before. Kevin Durant, playing against the Raptors, had a calf thing that he was trying to work out the whole playoffs, and eventually tries to come back because of trainers telling him, hey, you know what, we need you. We can win this with you. It puts the pressure. And he's also a competitor, so he wants to come back. He comes back. Not that he tear his calf, tore his Achilles. I asked Doc, what are the chances of that? And Doc said, you know what? He's probably been in the wings for a minute, so his calf is probably ready to go. They just didn't need to use him in the earlier series. Well, here we are. Kristaps Porzingis, his calf muscle has caused another injury. We don't know if it's Achilles, but it's some part of the leg, the tibia.
Story is
Does this change where I was just about to go with the depth? Game one, Porzingis, 14 points in the first quarter, 22 or 20 in the game. Yep. Drew Holiday, Derek White. Does this now change the dynamic for the Dallas Mavericks? Tom Mazaway.
I'm the one that told you they didn't need Porzingis, and I was wrong.
Yeah.
Obviously, they did need him, and they dominated the first game. Second game, they came back and won that game. I don't know, man. I'm going to throw it over to Anson on this one, but they won without him. They were 12-2 without him. They're now 14-2 with him the last 2 games. He played excellent. Obviously, he's hurt. Let's just face it. He's done for this season.
Yeah. I'm seeing a little day-to-day. I'm seeing maybe done.
He said he was going to play, but he ain't going to play.
Let's attack this segment from the space that he's done.
That he's done. Well, what we saw in game one was 3 mostly even quarters after a blowout first quarter.
Okay.
And that was all on the backs of Kristaps Porzingis not missing. He was a matchup nightmare. Got Derek Lively in early foul trouble, had him away from the hoop, and he just could not miss. It didn't matter who was on him. Game 2 was played much closer, but he was that element, that mismatch that really gave Dallas fits. Now, game 3 to me is the most important game that Boston has to win, because if they open the door in Dallas for them to go be down only 2-1, that gives so much confidence to this Dallas team that has been in dogfight series already coming up through this. But I'll tell you what, it changes the matchups between these two teams so drastically without Porzingis that to me, even down 2-0, that this series becomes a coin toss. because they're in Dallas the next 2.
Yeah, KG, coming to you, just thinking about Dallas and thinking about Minnesota and thinking about the matchup nightmare that Luka was, the matchup nightmare that Kyrie was. They didn't necessarily have a consistent slew of offense and defensive rim protectors and guys that can score. You look at the Celtics, Porzingis added another rim protector. Yep. Al Horford with his old self somehow still protecting the rim to a certain extent. Jason Tatum, 6'10", plays above the rim. Jaylen Brown, 6'9", plays above the rim. Now you remove Porzingis. This could be a similar situation to how Dallas got past the Minnesota Timberwolves.
No, absolutely. And they needed Porzingis on the defensive end. I know his offense was like an added bonus, but they really needed him defensively. So with him being gone, man, that's tough. And kind of to answer his point, the Dallas Mavericks, they as a team, they did a little bit better offensively in trying to help Kyrie and Luka. Everybody that started finished in double figures. I pointed this out yesterday. The biggest problem was the free throw line in that last game. They were 66.5% from the free throw line when the Boston Celtics were 95%. You can't miss free throws in a finals game and expect to win.
You can't win that way. You can't win that way.
No, yeah. I'll toss it back to you. But yeah, they need Porzingis. I don't know. I won't say they can't win, without him, but he was absolutely a force that they needed.
They were 12-2 without him in the playoffs, and really only Indiana challenged them. Mm-hmm. Other than that, they've had no challenges. They are really the best team in the NBA. They are. Dallas came in here after they beat the living daylights out of Minnesota, riding high. They got blown out in game 1. To me, they blew the series right then and there.
Let me ask you this question, and this is from Shams Sharana, I think I pronounced his name. This is just the same thing we said. Celtics says Kristaps Porzingis is day-to-day for the NBA Finals with a rare injury that is unrelated to his previous calf strain. Of course it's unrelated. We know this is NBA trainer speak for we effed up. It is what it is.
Thank you.
Adding more depth to the conversation about the Celtics. They don't have Porzingis potentially, obviously, maybe for this next game. We don't know the extent of that. But they still got guys that come off the bench and give you points. I think Drew Holiday, you saw his points. 20 points in the first half. I think he had 26 he had in the game. This is the experience of a guy that helped Giannis, a guy that plays both sides of the floor, another defensive, offensive player. Derek White, like whenever he wants to play ball, whenever he wants to be the guy, I've seen him have 7 threes in the game.
Yeah.
And he had, 19 the other night. Mm-hmm. He's also rim protected. He's getting rebounds. He can shoot the three.
One of the best blocks in final history.
100%. He can play back to the basket, back in front of you. So this is a guy that adds that element. I just don't see a ton of guys for Dallas that can do what the role players for the Celtics can do. You have Kyrie and you have Luka. Is P.J. Washington going to get hot and make 6 threes? 50-50 chance. So I still think the Celtics were the favorite, even if Kristaps doesn't play.
Yeah, and to what Maz had said about this just being the most complete team in the NBA, it's very true.
Yeah.
Everybody that could have came out of the West is exciting, but mostly young. Dallas may not necessarily be young so much, but they're only 2. When you see, I guess OKC, they get a little bit more experience. They truly have 3 scorers and playmakers. But You mentioned Drew Holiday. I know there's a lot of debate over right now who the MVP of this series would be, but I'll tell you what Drew Holiday has done to Kyrie Irving has completely taken the Mavericks out of their game plan. That being said, without Kristaps Porzingis, this team matches up much better with Boston. I still think down 2 and the absolute depth of that Boston bench that you just referenced is what gets them over in this game. Kristaps wasn't needed to get to the finals, and he probably isn't needed to get through it. However, without him on the court, if Dallas can figure out a way to free Kyrie up a little bit more and that they can use their big men a little bit more now that you don't have Kristaps in there, they have to attack the basket now that Kristaps isn't in there. They have a chance without Kristaps Porzingis, but I don't think they did with him in the game, with him competing in game 3, 4, and the rest of this series. Boston, as you said, Maz, they're just too darn good.
They are.
Yeah, and Drew Holiday's a bigger guard. He's playing old school defense on Kyrie. A lot of times these guys, they want to play up close. Anthony Edwards wants to get hands on him, get in his face.
Now.
And Kyrie knows how to get around that. Sometimes you let Kyrie shoot himself into a slump. He's keeping him from driving to the basket. When Kyrie's able to get to the basket and create that magic, it lets him wake up and gives him that confidence. Now he's shooting unconscious from 3-point. When you're making him shoot, he can't make it and he can't get to the rim. That's what's called. This was stopping Kyrie right now.
Guess what? Boston's going to be an underdog in Game 3.
They're going to lose Game 3.
It's going to be the first time that they're an underdog, and I forgot the stat I saw, but to close out when they're up 3, when they go up 3-0, it's over. It's over. If they win this Game 3, it's over. Obviously, that's a dumb thing what I just said.
Right? No,
if
Fourth time in 99 games, man.
Dallas must win. Must win.
And
fourth time in 99 games.
Doesn't play.
What was that?
Get that's that.
Fourth time in 99 games that they've been an underdog.
There you go.
Fourth time in 99 games.
Pretty damn good.
You've got maybe the best, one of the best backcourts offensively in the history of the game. And they're going up against what could be argued as one of the best defensive backcourts in the game. So these two guys are kind of locking up the two studs in Dallas. Where are the rest of the points? Where are the rest of the plays going to come from the Mavericks?
Yeah, but one of the big things that we got to talk about, and I actually want to jump into the conversation because if Porzingis doesn't play, then that means somebody who hasn't seen him be who he's supposed to be needs to step up. Before we get to Jason Tatum, though, what were we talking about the Dallas Mavericks making a deep playoff run? When were we talking about the Dallas Mavericks getting out of the first round? When were we talking about the Dallas Mavericks getting out of the second round? And then they have to play against Anthony Edwards, who's the NBA's next guy. We weren't talking about them. So now when they get into these situations where Luka and Kyrie isn't working, we can't act like we're surprised. We can't act like, hey, where's the team? This isn't the team that we thought was going to be here. And I think when you play a team as stout, when they have Porzingis at Celtics, you remember, you know what? They're a good team, but they weren't on this caliber. Jason Tatum has to step up. He has to step up, and Porzingis is not going to play. We always had this conversation. It's a fun one to have. Jason Tatum down the superstar. He's this, he's that. He's worth this, that. In the big moments, Jason Tatum's not there. Jason Tatum doesn't seem to find that superstar level. Right now, you're talking about the MVP. Who's going to be MVP? And you said maybe Drew Holiday because of his game, or who's going to be MVP. I tell you who it's not going to be. It's not going to be Jason Tatum, who right now in the NBA Finals is averaging 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 8.5
Almost
assists.
a triple-double.
You said what?
Almost a triple-double.
I understand that, man, but he's not the face of the team with these numbers.
Porzingis is out. Tatum will step up. I guarantee it.
I disagree.
By the way, Celtics are 43-1 when they're up 2-0 in a 7-game series. 43-1.
Yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I mean,
that's some Garden Magic right there.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum defers to a team full of players that don't mind shooting shots, that can make shots, that can drive. Like, he defers to an easy situation where, yeah, you know what?
And that's okay, Bray.
You said not if
you're winning.
Not if you're the superstar of the team. And let me tell you why. My man Pete Spivak got MVP graphic numbers of MVP Finals winners. And what their numbers are comparable to Jason Tatum.
That's right. Yes, sir. Which ones do you want to start with, my friend?
It doesn't matter. You
we'll throw up his number
Finals
one.
MVP performance. Nikola Jokic. 30,
that's not fair.
He's not the only one on here.
The walking triple-double, that's not fair.
You said what?
He's the walking triple-double. That one's not fair.
Go next.
Next?
Just going on. It doesn't matter. You pick him. 35, 5, and 8. He also had a slew of individuals that could shoot, play, and pass the ball. But he still has 35, 5, and 8. Next.
The Slim Reaper.
25, 10, and 7. Now, you can put all LeBron James performances up here. It just is what it is. Yeah. This is the one from 2013. Put the next one up there. Giannis, 35, 13, and 5 with a 50 ball to close out the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah. 3 stocks a game? That's crazy.
This is Kawhi Leonard. He goes to the Raptors. Nobody cared and thought anything about Toronto when it was, even though he's a great player, DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry. Nobody feared them until Kawhi Leonard got there. 25, 9, and 4. And we also remember the shot against Philly in the corner. Boom, boom, count it. Who's next? 38-16. This is Shaq. This is unfair, but 38-16. Oh, by the way, there was another guy that was dominant, averaging 30, and Kobe Bean. He still found 38 and 16. Next.
Last one.
And then we don't have to put up all of his. The man averaged 40 in a final series. Just let that sit in. He averaged 40 in a final series. This year, though, in 91, 31, 11, and 6. So my point is this. Jason Tatum is a star. Jason Tatum is a great player. But if you're going to be the face of a team, if you're going to be the one that people are talking about, you got to have the numbers to back it. And every scenario, they had other people that were balling too. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Excellent job.
Hakeem Olajuwon, I left off this list. Like, there's some other stars.
Now, normally I would completely agree with everything that you just said.
Oh, here we go.
Having watched these 2 first games, though, they haven't needed him. Okay.
Okay.
And
that's enough.
But they're
that's it.
But they're so deep.
That's it.
No, well, they haven't.
You don't have to say anything.
But no, I'm going to agree with him a little bit more though. After I disagree. Yeah. So you have a team that's so deep. You got guys hitting from the outside. You got guys hitting from the inside. And there's never been a point in either one of these games where they've needed a guy to dominate the ball offensively. He's been great defensively. Yeah. He's been a great distributor. What my issue with is he's being checked by Luka. And there's a video going all over.
Oh, you talking about the guy that does Ole? That's how he plays defense.
He looks like an absolute matador out there. So I will say this: going 6 for 16, shouldn't be done against Luka. These numbers should be bigger, being defended by Luka. He should be making a bigger impact on the game if he is truly the superstar that he's supposed to blossom into by winning a ring in this series.
8.5 assists is pretty good, though.
That said,
yes, because Jaylen Brown and Porzingis ain't
so
missing.
Deep,
right.
if he ends up averaging 18, 9, and 9, who's going to have better statistics than him? Now, the role that Holiday's played, to me, that's the most important part of this series right now, is what he's doing to Kyrie. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, we know the NBA. We're going to see decent numbers that represent a near triple-double for this guy, and he's probably going to take home the trophy.
Good. They have numbers like Iguodala and Tony Parker. Congratulations.
But you know what? This debate will rage on even if he wins it with these kind of numbers.
Field goal percentage in the 30s.
And I concur that it's about winning. So it's about winning. They're going to win a championship. Whether he adds a couple more points or adds a couple more assists, they'll win a championship 100%. But you say they didn't need him, and you're right. But they needed him last year, and he wasn't there.
True.
They needed him the year before, and he wasn't there. They needed him in the finals against the Warriors, and he wasn't there. They needed him. They needed him. They needed him. And now they necessarily don't need him because the team is deep. Yeah. Because they keep adding players to help him out.
But, so you think he's an overpaid player?
Yes.
Okay.
I think he has.
You might be right.
I think he has supreme skill. But everybody in this NBA today is supremely skilled. They just all ain't 6'2". I mean 6'10".
So what I've seen out of him this series that I feel that he has evolved, I haven't seen him make it. Yes. Yeah. I haven't seen him make any stupid plays. I haven't seen him force it.
I agree with you on that.
I haven't seen him try to overcome his past in this series.
Okay.
He has been the leader out there. And they haven't needed him to do a lot. There's going to be a game or 3 in this series where they're going to need him, and we're going to see how he turns out then.
I think the biggest thing that Joe Mazzulla has helped him on is bringing the ball up the court. They don't need him to bring the ball up the court. He brought the ball up the court way too much last year, the year before the finals when they lost to the Warriors.
Agreed.
You shouldn't be bringing the ball up the court every possession. It's much like Milwaukee messed up with Giannis. Giannis isn't bringing the ball up the court. When they had those guys bring the ball up the court, it messes their game up. He took that out of Tatum's hand, plays much better in his decision-making, I think.
Please, somebody do that to Cade Cunningham this year.
Don't get me started on the Detroit Pistons, man. We're not talking about that. We talked about Dan Hurley and the Lakers. Did we not, man?
Oh, yeah.
Anson, I believe it was us 3 that talked about that along with Pete Spivak, James, Joe, and my man Kenny G in the booth. Well, Dan Hurley refused. Mm-hmm. Dan Hurley refuses the job to take with the Lakers, or at least it came down that he turned down the offer.
I don't think it was enough money.
Let's for the sake of the conversation, say the money was there. Why would Dan Hurley turn down? I mean, I know my answer, but why would Dan Hurley turn down the job to work with the Los Angeles Lakers, the second most storied franchise in sports, we'll say, behind the Yankees?
Yeah.
Why would he turn down that job?
He's going from one coast all the way to the other coast, and he's got to coach LeBron James and his son.
He's the greatest basketball player of all time, somebody told me.
He's also a coach killer. He's a GM killer, and he's an owner killer.
He is.
He is. I would never want to try to coach a team that he's on. Never.
Maybe in his first 4 years, that's about it.
Yeah.
Never would I want to be with that guy.
Yeah.
Nope. because he is what he is. He's his own entity. Dan Hurley's a smart dude, man.
Yeah,
he's a Jersey boy. No one's going to push a Jersey guy around. You think he's going to go there and eat crap from LeBron James and his son? No way.
You know something I heard, and we'll stick with this, but I heard, and it makes perfect sense. Name a coach that LeBron James has ever lobbied for or said something positive about. Name a coach.
Pat Riley sent him packing. You know why? Because he stood up to Pat Riley. Riley's like, you don't stand up to me, son.
So
goodbye.
That happened twice with the Miami Heat. Because when they first brought the team together in 2011 was the season, when they brought the team together, remember they started off 8-9 or they started off bad?
Yeah, they had a rough start.
LeBron went to Eric and was like, hey, look, or he went to Pat and said, hey, look, Dwayne Wade was the one that said, nah, he's a guy, calm down, relax, like, you just got to let the thing take place. He said, you don't want Pat. You don't want Pat. Yeah. So it ended up working. But to your point, he is a coach killer. Never seen a coach that he's lobbied
Pat Riley, but when his players started talking with LeBron, I think this past year, Pat Riley came out and said to his team, you don't talk to him. You don't talk with him. He's not here anymore. LeBron is not running this team. Do you remember when he came out and said that? I'm just saying, man.
Pat Riley was all in the offseason because he said something recently. What was it about Jimmy Butler? He was like, all right, man.
That's what I meant.
Oh, Jimmy said, if you ain't in the playoffs, he said, shut up.
Exactly.
He said, if you're not here, shut up. Jimmy Butler made a comment and he didn't play.
Correct.
He said, if you're not playing, don't make a comment.
Exactly.
Yeah, Pat's old school. Like, Pat's part of the creation of the old school.
But, you know, the reason he left the Heat, I think, was because he probably wanted to do other stuff with that team.
Yeah.
And Riley would not allow that.
Yeah.
Part owner of the team now with Mickey Aarons. And he's earned his place. That you don't talk up to him.
100%.
To the Don.
At the end of the day, Dan Hurley's not going to the NBA because, and yes, LeBron James, the Lakers, he doesn't want that particular
job. He's got a pretty good gig.
Also, too, Dan Hurley wants to coach where he can coach, where he can watch the development of a player, where he can actually be that guy, a mentor, help him through life, etc. Be that coach that you call 20 years from now and still check in on. He doesn't want to go coach a bunch of guys that make more money than him that aren't going to listen to him anyway. And also, you have to balance relationships as a coach. Like, legitimately, there are certain players that don't play in games with each other. There are certain people that don't talk to each other, and it comes down the pipeline. And then you have guys like LeBron who are telling Darvin Ham, look, you just go over there and you let me call the plays. KG, I'm not leaving college to go into that if that's what my mindset is. And Dan Hurley's a teacher.
Absolutely. And Dan Hurley already has a legacy at UConn. He could
back to back.
Yeah, seriously.
From the mud.
He might get a statue one day, man, if he keeps going how he's going. But nobody wants this job. And I think it's more than just LeBron. LA is a pressure cooker, period. Yeah. You only got to deal with LeBron for like a year or two, but do you really want to be under Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss? Like, and yeah, on paper they're the Lakers and they're great, but no coach wants to come to that, especially a coach that's hard nosed, that wants to coach how he wants to coach. And this style of NBA is not conducive to that. Yeah. So I think it's more than just LeBron. LA is a pressure cooker, and I've said it before. The fact that JJ Reddick and Dan Hurley were your two main candidates shows me that nobody wants this job.
Yeah, like the NBA, man. Let me.
Why didn't they just keep Darvin Ham?
Because it's LeBron. It's Lay GM who doesn't want Darvin Ham.
Yeah. So he went over to Milwaukee.
Yeah, it's because that's where he came from. Yeah. That's where he had the success. I think with Giannis the first time they won the championship. But man, it just seems like basketball coaching became super hard once every player on the roster made more than the coach.
Yes, like we said it, man. How do they respect these guys? Mm-hmm. How is a coach making a quarter of what I'm making telling me what to do? In this new day and age, it just don't work. It just doesn't work.
Well, there's some men that are able to overcome that and earn and create respect in their players that has nothing to do with money. And there's very few men that are capable of doing that at the professional level.
And I guarantee you, all those coaches are a part of organizations that are well run.
Yeah, 100%.
That are well run.
So for me, I mean, guys, does anybody here think that the Lakers are going to have a great year next year?
No.
Okay. And so knowing that,
you don't think Bronny going to win Rookie of the Year?
Well, first of all, we don't know where Bronny's ending up. Okay.
That's where he's ending up.
His dad wins MVP.
Unless his dad goes to Cleveland, that's where he's ended up.
There's a hell of a lot of teams that would love to see if he's a man of his word. I'm telling you. And so let's just assume that we don't know where Bronny's ending up. At best, you're going to have a year with this guy. And considering the stigma against college coaches making the jump to NBA and their lack of success in history, this could be a one and done that absolutely destroys Hurley's legacy in just 1 year.
Yeah.
Now, I agree with you being a pressure cooker, but I also think that LA is one of the best jobs you could have as a coach, that if you actually believe in yourself, that's a job that you want. But for me, I really think that JJ is the fit. I think that JJ can survive a terrible year with LeBron and still be held in place as the head coach for the Lakers when LeBron goes on to some other pasture, greener or not. So for a college coach, I don't care how successful you are with LeBron there, it's not the move. JJ is their best bet, but who knows?
He don't want it.
JJ got to be careful because everybody's LeBron's friend until after they work or play with him.
And I hear you, man, but that's just a tough spot, especially for somebody that's never had an NBA job, period. I think he's a great basketball mind, but you also have to think about the future. Once LeBron leaves, what are you left with? Data Davis to carry the franchise, no draft capital in the immediate future. This is a tough job. Absolutely. The Lakers are destined to be bad for years to come. No coach is going to come save that. I'm sorry. That's my opinion.
Hey, Pete, do you have that slide of JJ Reddick from today? He basically, his people in the JJ Reddick family and friends are saying that he don't want it. He just don't want to come out and say it. So, can you go ahead, read that, fellas?
Some people believe that JJ Reddick might not want to get involved with the Lakers circus and might not want to be seen as a second choice per Vince Goodwill. Some folks around here, this is from JJ Reddick himself, some folks around the league feel JJ Reddick won't want to be involved with the circus. And that's what you won't want to be in a second choice. And that's exactly what KG just said. But he wants to coach. The Lakers seem very intrigued by him for whatever reason, and all focus will smoothly shift to him because who else? The coaching cycle is nearly over. And Reddick does a podcast with one LeBron King James. Listen, if JJ takes this job, I don't think it'd be like a Steve Nash situation. I think Steve Nash, for what he did in the role he played in basketball, like it worked for him. I don't think necessarily he's my first choice to say, oh, this guy will be a great head coach. Steve Nash seems like a surfer. Likes to play soccer. He likes to be a surfer. He lives on the West Coast life.
Not big on confrontation.
And I love that. He's Canadian. They're like free. They're chill. They're relaxed. Unless they play hockey. Other than that, he's a relaxed guy. JJ Reddick is going to have another opportunity.
Yeah, I don't think he has anything to lose.
I agree. And I don't think he has anything to lose because, one, who's the only guy that Bron has ever listened to that he's been coached by? It's JJ Reddick's former coach at Duke. It's Mike Krzyzewski. That's when LeBron started playing defense. That's when his mind shifted. That's when Kobe's mind shifted. Carmelo's mind shifted. So he respects JJ's mentor and coach a lot. JJ, who does he respect? He talks to Mike Krzyzewski almost every other day, picking his brain, annoying the hell out of him as a former player because he wants all the knowledge that Mike Krzyzewski possesses. I think JJ will be a good coach. I wouldn't want to play for him, but I think he will be a good coach in this NBA. And if it crashes and burns with LeBron, everybody's going to say the same thing. Look, it's an asterisk because it was LeBron's Lakers.
He's got nothing to lose.
He's got nothing to lose. I would take the job.
Yeah. He's already a social media magnet, this guy.
Yeah, he is.
He's on television. He's got the looks. He's got the money already. Go there and see if you can win see if you can steal a championship in the next 2 years. This is it.
You think?
Yeah, this is it.
Why not?
Like you said, the Lakers have 1 year maybe before they go down the hill.
Yeah.
I like the prospects of JJ as a coach. I really think that he would fit in fantastically with a team like our very own Pistons.
Yes.
When you ask a guy with his personality and history to go and butt heads with somebody like LeBron, could work, could steal a championship like you said, Maz. But I like him to not go there for all the reasons that Braylon just read. This is a guy that his stock has never been higher. I mean, even coming out of Duke, I don't think that his stock is as high as he is right now. He's a wanted guy and he's a respected guy. So the not being a second choice really that that rung a bell for me. So he's going to get a job, but it might not be LA. I wouldn't.
I'm going to tell you like this, man. Like, I missed that era in college basketball. We're about to get to a commercial break because, look, we got a lot of football to talk about. Not necessarily Lions stuff, but some interesting topics. Some video came out, so who's on the cover of that? We will get to that. But I missed that era in college basketball. KG, Anson, do you remember the JJ Reddick versus Adam Morrison battle?
Oh, yeah.
Every night, JJ goes for 38, Morrison goes for 40, JJ goes for 44. Like that. And then what was it? It was KD and Michael Beasley.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Man. I'll tell you what, there's a great pivot with Michael Beasley that y'all should check out.
Oh, no, 100% when he got emotional talking about he just wanted to be around good people.
Just a fantastic episode, man.
He was
really good for men that are in touch with themselves and understand, how life changes, the ups and downs of everything. It's really just a fantastic episode.
There's a lot of goofy things that come out of these athletic-led podcasts. So you get in spaces and people say all types of crazy things. One thing I do think, and I agree with you, Anson, is that they allow a space for vulnerability when done by the right podcasters, and that was an excellent one.
Very vulnerable.
Now, gotta pay some bills. Let's get a message from my man KG over there and Swiss Insurance.
Yes, sir. Swiss Insurance. If you want the best defense in insurance, then you know where to go. You call my man Mark at Swiss today. Now more than ever, it is critical for you to have your insurance review, and Swiss Insurance will make sure that your carrier is not slipping in extra fees. So give Mark a call today at 313-530-1698 or go to SwissINS.com.
And after you get your insurance, get your alarm. What happens when you see that black and yellow sign out in front of your house? It tells the bad guys one thing.
Stay out.
Let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts, 24/7 professional monitoring and technology backed by people. And that technology has been proven to work, and those people have been proven to care, so call 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Stay out.
We're back.
Thank you to the Detroit Lions and Sheila Ham for the best season in Lions history. Now it's time to let Brad Holmes cook. Woodward Sports.
Yo, let me just say, I love Planet Fitness.
Trying out Planet Fitness, and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Listen, the PF Black Card is worth every penny for this hydro massage. I'm a new man.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
All the benefits, all for less. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody! A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
To any Lady Jane's haircuts for men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's haircuts for men, it's wicked awesome.
ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Good job, Pete.
No honey biscuits.
You
No
know
honey
what?
biscuits for you, Bray.
Let Pete cook.
Let me read this, and I'm going to tell you what Pete did after
right.
this. Look, there are serious and tough decisions sometimes that you have to make in life, like dealing with divorce, firing Pete, child custody, visitation, or other family law issues. Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law right here in Birmingham will have your back. 10-plus years of experience, and also 24/7 access is what you will have to them and their resources. Scan the QR code on the screen right now or call 248-971-0476. Say Woodward Sports. That's us right here. And get you set up, and they'll pay your filing fee. Check that out. Everybody likes a little something for free. KDK Law, they have your back. So go to him. So this guy over here, this guy Pete Spivak over here, I'm asking him which read he wants to do. Hey, do you have KDK Law? I said, yeah, I got KDK Law. Well, why don't we do Soroki's? Well, I want to do KDK Law. Okay, we'll do KDK Law. And then he still puts Soroki's up there. So look, man, hey, it's a fun day out here. Pete, I love you. I'm just giving you some grief.
Before you hop on to the next topic, I
got something to come back before we talk topics.
I just want to drop something I saw here during the break. The Boston Celtics are plus 25 with Kristaps Porzingis on the court, and they are dead nuts even without him. Damn.
They're 14-2 in the playoffs.
They are.
12-2 without him.
Yeah, without any going against superstars, though. So.
And 4.99. You ever had cryotherapy?
I've wanted to. I never have. I know you have.
I've had it before. It's been a long time. Cryotherapy is when the deep freeze tanks that you get in, you sit and they like freeze you up to 32 degrees or 37 degrees and rejuvenates the white blood cells in the body. I'm getting old, man. It's all this golfing. My back hurt. My shoulder hurt. My knee's about to fall off. I think I need to go on one of these cryo chambers.
Does Dr. Pierce have one of those?
Well, Dr. Pierce cracked my back and he made me feel good. Hey, make sure you support Dr. Pierce. Jeff Pierce at Michigan Spine and Sports Center.
Legend.
But now, I think I cracked it and went right back to sports. I just took a day or two off. I'm a little sore, man. You know, my ripe old age.
You got to get with Tom Brady. He'll hook you up.
Yeah, I need to see that. Yeah, that's what I need to see.
He probably has, not probably, he has one in his house.
Those stretches were a little too intimate, though. You know, I'm coming over another way.
Oh, all right.
Guerrero was really getting in there. But speaking of getting in there, the Lions had their minicamp last week. They had their rookie OTAs 2 weeks ago, and now they've invited Michigan Panthers kicker Jake Bates for a trial match. You are the kicker, punter, special teams guru.
Yes,
Does this
I am.
make you happy, considering we've seen his leg pause with the UFL? What guy can kick?
The guy can kick, but they got James Turner over there as well. We talked to Tim
University of
Twentyman
Michigan.
yesterday. So you got Money Badger, Michael Badgley, your buddy,
Got
who
to
you
see
were
him
with
at the
last
Grand
week.
Prix, yes.
And they got James Turner, undrafted free agent. They paid him some money to be there. He has not missed a kick, at least in the media sessions, for the entire couple of weeks that they had the OTAs and rookie camp. And now you bring it in, or they're inviting the big kicker, man, Jake Bates from
Big
the
leg
UFL.
Bates.
How many 60-plus yarders he's hitting? He's hit a lot of them this year, but there are other teams on his radar as well. Washington Commanders, who do not have a kicker.
Yeah.
They had Brandon McManus. They had to let him go. They've invited him. The Packers, who had Anders Carlson last year, who really wasn't that good, but it was a rookie. They've invited him. And you ready for this? The Baltimore Ravens with Justin Tucker have invited Jake Bates to come to camp and to try out.
Wow.
Your Lions might want to put a ring on that thing. Like Beyonce said, look, man, kicking is a funny thing, man. Like when you have a good kicker, like when I was with Cleveland, look, we may have been bad for the 90% of the time I was there, but Phil Dawson was the guy we trusted. Phil Dawson,
and
University.
before him, Matt Stover.
100%. University of Texas, Phil Dawson. We knew we were good when number 4 lined up. When I got to the 49ers, Dave Akers. I knew I was good with Dave Akers. He was a legend in Philly. And then we had Nick Folk when I was with the Jets. We knew Nick Folk was going to make the kick. 100%. He's still kicking, as a matter of fact.
Amazing.
But when you don't have that kicker, you tend to watch what the kickers and special teams are doing during practice. You tend to watch the summers, man. I remember at Michigan, we didn't have a kicker my sophomore year. Shout out to all the kickers out there to watch, so I love you guys. But we didn't have a kicker my sophomore year. We will watch, like, all right, is he going to make the kick? What's going to happen? What happens if we need him in the game? You get in the games, they miss the kick. But when we had Gary Rivas, now we know Rivas is going to make that from anywhere. Shout out to Gary Rivas.
So
but when you don't have one, it is a nerve-wracking thing because to be in a game, to be in a moment, and you've done what you need to do, you get the ball on the other side of the 50, you get in field goal range, chip shots 37, and you can't knock field goals down in 37 yards, it creates that tension, man. You got to have
when you cross the 50, you're in field goal range.
100%.
Right now, in this day and age.
Once you cross the 50, it should be one first down field goal range.
And the kicker is here, no pun intended. Yeah. If you have a kicker that can nail it from 60 yards, like Justin Tucker has over the years, like Robbie Gould did with Philly and then 49ers. Yeah. It makes the other team think, all right,
Chicago,
we got to wait. What's going to happen here? Dan Campbell, what happens? About 60, 70% of the time, he goes for it on fourth down. And I'm okay with that most of the time. But if I got a kicker I could depend on, and people are going to say Michael Badgley hit that 54-yarder against the Rams, I know. He did. Mm-hmm. He had a good playoff. But I don't trust him. No. I do not trust Michael Badgley. I never have, and I never will. And I need a kicker that I can depend on. Now, you had a kicker at Michigan a couple of years ago in Jake Moody. Gets drafted in the third round by the 49ers. He had an up-and-down rookie season, but he's going to be a good kicker. You could tell. And now you got a guy in James Turner that follows in his footsteps, and he is going to be a good kicker. I believe in him. I remember that kick against Ohio State. I think it was almost a 50-yarder to go up 6 points against Ohio State. That was his biggest kick of the year because Michigan really didn't need him until that point.
True.
And now you're going to add this kid from the UFL.
Big Leg Bates.
Big Leg Bates. The guy already knows how to kick. It's indoors, but most of the Lion games this year are indoors.
Yes, sir.
Get yourself a kicker or two. Sign the kid. Turner and him, let him fight it out. The winner is on the team. The runner-up, put on the practice squad, and you watch him. If someone's going to pick him up, you don't allow it to happen. That's the way I look at it. Two kickers are better than none.
Yeah, on Friday, Ryan and I actually went through every portion of this team. Quarterbacks, they're better. Running backs, better. Wide receiver, better. All the way through the defense, special teams. Every single set of players on this team got better, except for the kicking game. Hearing things about Badgley improving his leg strength. Ryan thinks it's Turner's job outright, and now we've got some even more competition with Big Leg Bates. So we should be better at the kicker position this season, right?
We should be. You know, there was a couple of areas that we wanted to get. We want the defensive line, we want the secondary, and we wanted to get the kicking together. And it seems like they've taken care of all those. It seems like you have a battle, at least right now, going into training camp that, you know, whoever wins this battle should be a decent kicker, especially to the tune of you play, 2 outdoor games this year, and you only play one bad one in terms of the weather. Should be an easy job kicking
and
this year
early.
as a Detroit Lion.
It's in November, that early game in Chicago.
Yeah,
or was it early December?
I think it was early November.
One of those games. Other than that, you're indoors, man. Are you kicking in good weather? But you need a real kicker that you could trust.
Yeah.
That kind of gives Dan Campbell, maybe I won't go for it here. Maybe I'll take the 3. And then you don't gotta complain that he went for it when he shouldn't have.
I was gonna say this is true because that going for it, when you don't get it and it costs you games, like the whole narrative changes. Everybody loves this year, but Dan Campbell was going for 2 in 2021. Nobody seemed to like it. Dan Campbell was going for 2 in 2022, and there was controversy on both sides. Now all of a sudden you go 12-5 and they love it. Just be careful. If it doesn't work, people they won't like it then.
I mean, it flat out cost us a Super Bowl berth. It worked until it didn't, and it caught up with us at the worst time of the season.
It only didn't because
tread lightly. You see, tread lightly.
Josh Reynolds dropped those balls.
Say less, Dad. You didn't woke him up. I tried to warn you.
So listen, we can always we can always look to plays that were missed by players. But when you look to a decision,
let me guess, Kenny. You wanted him to kick the field goal, right?
The second time.
How did I know? How did I know that you wanted to kick the field goal? How did I know? How are we so diametrically opposite? What are you looking at?
The second time they needed to kick that field goal.
They did, huh? Oh, they were going to make it?
Yeah, they could have.
They were going to make it.
To take the shot.
They weren't going to give the ball to San Francisco at the 45, right? If they missed it. No, go for it. Kick that ball. For sure, Badgley's going to hit it.
It's better than the result that we had. So,
hey. Now it is.
In retrospect, it's easy to say that in retrospect.
Take those glasses off.
I won't.
I would have kicked the one in the second quarter.
Yes.
Well, good for you. I'm glad you would have kicked it. I'm glad you're not my coach.
Did you see Mike G call you Maslin Clark? Is that what you're so fired up about?
No, I love Mike G. Mike G's
been killing it in here today.
Right.
Yeah.
Mazzy, baby.
You know what? I got to bring up something.
Like day one.
Mike G brought up something. He asked me a
G.
question that I'm going to address right now, a year and a half early. Okay.
Okay.
Well, it's actually a half year early, but my portion of it is coming in a year and a half. He wants me to put a wager on the Michigan State game with you, which I am willing to do, even though it doesn't look so good for my Spartans. Now, the caveat is this.
How'd this become about Michigan State?
Well, it's in the chat. And we're talking about Mike G's.
This conversation is about
show
winners.
Mike G some love right here. I said he's an OG. Okay. Mike G, the OG.
He's OG. I let it ride.
So what I'm going to say is this. I will absolutely bet Braylon every single year the Michigan State football game is long as he commits to coming to East Lansing every other year to do the show with me.
What? East Lansing? Why would I run from East Lansing? You mentioned my name up there and you smell.
Last 2 years, where you been, baby?
Watching us win and W idiots. Man.
Not in East Lansing, no.
What happened last year?
So you guys heard it. You guys put the pressure on him. I will wager whatever you all want.
I was there.
It's 47.
I was embarrassed.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You weren't there the year before, 2 years before when we were undefeated and y'all lost.
First of all, y'all were undefeated. Y'all cheated.
Maybe you would have won had you been there.
Y'all cheated.
Oh, we did?
I've never seen.
It's funny to accuse us of cheating after 150 years of it in your city.
I've never seen a sack strip fumble overturned. They overturned the sack.
Are you
That is
Wait,
fact.
a Michigan fan is worried about the refs?
They would have been up 21.
Your greatest win is trouble with the snap.
And they cheated that one. I was in that game.
Says the guy wearing green.
Oh, my God.
And the clock game. Your best two things, Anson, are the clock game and trouble with the snap.
And the 6 national championships in the last 72 years. Those weren't bad either.
In what?
Compared to Michigan's 2. No, in football, Maz.
In forestry?
In football, Maz.
What are you talking about, by the way?
I'm talking about national football champs in football since the Michigan State Spartans joined the Big Ten in 1952.
Here we go.
We have 6.
Hold on.
Don't sleep.
Get him, Braylon.
What we're going to do is we are going to take a quick commercial break.
Those headphones, those cheap headphones of yours must not be working.
No.
Must be sending electric shocks.
We're going to get a word from Guardian Lauren.
pink,
And the reason why, though, that I'm not going to entertain the conversation is because in the great words of Jay-Z, my mother told me we don't argue with fools because people from afar can't tell who's who. With that, Pete, tell me about Guardian.
Damn right.
Merch.
Remember, my bad. Guardian over there, KG. Merch, my bad.
Well, merch, man.
That's on me. I bought it too.
You're getting one back from that one, Brad. I'm going to save it.
And I know y'all tired of wearing the same old Detroit sports merch. I know you got that Lions NFC Central shirt from 93, man. Like, you got to let it go, man. But it's a new era in sports wearables, new designs, amazing apparel, and ultimate swag. Only if you go to woodwardsports.com and click shop. Hoodies, tees, hats that are guaranteed to turn heads. You know we got them Boodum Kids shirts online, selling like hotcakes, man. You want to get that, but get the latest designs today at woodwardsports.com and click shop.
Thank you to the Detroit Lions and Sheila Ham for the best season in Lions history. Now it's time to let Brad Holmes cook. Woodward Sports.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at randywisechevy.com.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola, really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody! You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
The Nashville Hot is back before limited time only. The Nashville Hot Pizza, the chicken tenders, the fries, and the chicken tender sandwich. It is amazing, but it is spicy. So remember, you got to be careful. If that's too hot for you, then go ahead and get the original crispy chicken and the pizza or the fresh sides and salad. And don't forget about the biscuits and honey. That may be people's favorite thing from Soroki's, but the chicken, it also is fire. Pun intended. Soroki's, get it while it's hot.
Hey, let's clap for Pete.
Clap for Pete.
He put up the right graphic.
There you go.
Nice job, Pete.
Keeping his job. Keeping his job.
He kept his job, unlike John L. Smith.
A baby stroller for Coda?
Got him fired. My bad. I'm sorry.
How about a stroller for Coda?
How about a meal for Lola?
That's right.
Dinner for Lola.
Are you a Star Wars fan?
I am, actually.
You are? Okay. So you do understand that.
I'll let you set me up, by the way.
You do understand that what is absolutely inevitable.
The Force was with me on 2004.
Is that the Rebel Alliance will always overcome the culture of repression led by the Empire.
Are you guys saying
absolutely happens because the light side of the Force always triumphs over the dark side.
Who is Michigan
so
State
the
in this
Empire
scenario?
can sit on top of their mountain all they want. And I know you'll keep building Death Stars, but the Rebel Alliance always puts the Empire in its place, baby.
So you're saying Han Solo's connected to Michigan State?
It's balanced, baby. I didn't hear you. What's that?
You saying Luke Skywalker's connected to Michigan State somehow?
I mean, yeah.
You can have him. He lost his arm anyway. Won't roll like that.
With culture of repression, a.k.a. the Empire.
You are oppressed by yourselves. Y'all keep hiring the same presidents that know nothing. Oppression happens within. It doesn't happen against.
You know, the thing is we worry about building. We
is
worry.
He stammering?
You're the one sweating over there. You might want to take that hoodie off, dog. Don't
Hey,
lift
easy,
those arms
boy.
up.
Easy, son. Easy.
Anson, is Tuck still coming?
I can't put on tight 80 shirts.
I've never said Tuck coming one time in my life.
Tuck still coming. That's all I want to know.
Is Tuck still in
You
East Lansing?
just don't lose my number when the Rebel Alliance comes back and puts the Empire down, because it always plays true.
Pride comes before the fall, right?
That's right.
There you go.
This is true. Beat him too. Anyway, Tom Mazaway, do me a favor. Take me around the NFL.
I will, guys. I want to start with...
beat him down, I beat you down.
I'm going to start with the new cover boy for Madden 2025. Any guesses?
Oh, Christian McCaffrey, man.
Yep. Christian McCaffrey.
It's got to be C-Mac.
It's Christian McCaffrey. He is the new cover boy for Madden 2025.
You know what I'm happy about with Christian McCaffrey is first, reverse racism definitely happened with Christian McCaffrey, because Christian McCaffrey been cold since Stanford. Christian McCaffrey, if he was a brother, we know what it is. Reverse. But I'm proud of the way he's I guess you could say persevered through his career, because looked great early. Then it fell apart. Then it looked like he was going to be another one of these running backs that kind of here today, gone tomorrow, got with the right system, stayed in shape. That brother can play. That brother can ball. I love when an underdog, I mean, I know he's a first-round draft pick, let's call it spade. He still was an underdog in his position, that he's a baller, rightfully so. But with that said, I wouldn't want to be on that cover.
Yes.
No.
I wouldn't want to be on that cover, man, and I'm so
Who was
glad.
the last white running back to make it? Was it Peyton Hillis?
It was
Peyton Hillis?
Oh, man.
Look out, man.
Because man was out yet with John Riggins.
Look
That man
out.
should never
John
been on
Riggins
the
would have
cover.
been on the cover, man. 100% John Riggins.
And they just paid him too.
John Riggins?
No, I'm talking
Christian McCaffrey just got paid.
I gotta be honest.
C-Mac got the extension, 2
he got
years,
the extension
38
too.
mil.
So I don't know, man.
I would have put money that there was never another white running back on the cover of
Peyton
Madden.
Hillis, baby.
That's a deep cut, man.
It was funny too. This was so funny about like fans. Twitter was out when he got on there, and that was around the time that I left Cleveland to go to the Jets, and I had some success with the Jets, whatever. He got on the cover, and they was like, yeah, that's what we need, Braylon Elvis, and blah, 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 and he's this and he's that, and we got Peyton Hillis. Man, Peyton Hillis was out the league like next year. I was like, man, get out of here, dog.
He did save someone's life, though. We'll give him credit for that.
He did. He 100% did. But he wasn't in the league when he did it.
Looks like we got somebody.
Super chat.
Yeah, we got some super chat in here.
Dante 151, spend some money with us.
Shout out Dante. He always show love.
Hey, $10 Dante put up to say this. Jake Bates went 17 for 22 on field goals this season in the UFL at 77.3%, where Bates went 7 for 40 to 49 out. Just remember, by the way, this is for Anson. Remember when Mike Hart called MSU little brother? What happened in 08?
Yeah.
My boy Dante, I don't remember exactly what happened in.
I'm thinking
You remember
08.
what happened in 1957?
I don't remember exactly what happened in 08. What happened in 08?
Oh, but you know what happened in
08? You tell me.
You know what happened in 66.
No, tell me in 08 what happened, because you're the historian for Michigan State. What happened in 08?
It was another one of those losses that we handed you guys, man. Just typical stuff.
Yeah.
It's just typical.
So he's pointing that towards me.
It's just typical.
Dante, make sure you mention in the chat where you went to college, por favor.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you could have went to Toledo. You still know that Michigan beat Michigan State in 08.
Yeah.
Well, I just need to know what the Macomb Community College's mascot is, so I can talk smack.
Wow. The Rich Ride years don't count, man.
Technically, I think y'all might have won in 08.
I think Macomb Community College.
Honestly, I think Dante's actually a Spartan fan.
That's what
The
I'm
way
saying.
I was
We
reading
won in
it,
08,
I'm not
'cause-
quite sure. I don't know what happened
I'm
in
like,
08.
Why don't you look it up?
Mike
That's
made
the thing called Google.
I know what
have
it
that
is.
in front
Mike
of me.
made the comment.
While I'm looking that up,
04, 05, 06, 07. Yeah, 08 you guys won. It was the first D'Antonio win.
While I'm Googling the 08
Yeah.
season, you Google the 6 championships since 52.
In what?
In what?
Right.
Football.
Lacrosse?
In college
What
football,
championship?
In swimming?
the Spartans have 6 since 1952.
You weren't even
have Google
alive
as
in
well.
52.
You have Google as well,
You
and all
weren't
of you in
even
the
alive.
chat,
What
dude,
do you-
don't sleep.
Don't sleep.
Would you please go over them with us?
If you bring up these 6 championships one more time, man, that
Well,
desk is
let
going to
them
be
go
empty.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday, I got them for you.
No.
Thursday?
Cap.
Did it take you that long to research it?
He got to make some
I want
stuff
to
up.
give you
Oh,
Michigan
okay.
State
He gotta
35.
make it up, copy and
Dante,
paste.
I apologize. They made me think that you were coming after me. I read it differently.
see
You
that?
are a Spartan. In 08, it was a 35-21 trouncing of the little brother.
You know why you
Wolverines.
thought that way? Because that's a typical Spartan response.
That's exactly what I was about to say, man.
You're always
And
thinking
you
what you're
took it
putting
from
on
me.
you.
Typical Wolverine response right there for it, too. Pride before the fall, gentlemen. The Empire always falls.
What are you even talking about
Every
right now?
empire falls, my friend.
What are you talking about?
I'm
You-
talking
you
about
didn't
the
even
Rebel
know-
Alliance.
You didn't even know in 08 that you guys won.
Right.
You didn't even set him up like an idiot, and he fell for it. He was like, well, you won in 08. You got
I've
on the
been called
defensive.
an idiot and a fool already twice today. I got something for you,
Based on
Bray.
comments. Based on comments.
Hey,
Based
Nick
on comments.
Hitchin is in there for you. Take a look at Nick.
Go ahead. Let's just
Nick,
the
Nick
chat
just said
and
you're
Anson
6
Wells.
championships. He put them up there.
Yeah, he's got him up there
51,
for you.
52, 55, 57, 65, 66.
Doesn't 66
Thank you,
include a
sir.
tie?
That was the
Thank you,
tie,
sir.
right?
66 include a
Wasn't
tie?
97 a tie?
It was a tie.
97 shouldn't have been a tie, by the way.
We were undefeated.
That game by Nebraska against Missouri, he kicked that ball up. It should never been a touchdown. It should have been an
Franco
outright championship for the Wolverines. I'll give you that one.
Nebraska had 6 downs to score a touchdown.
Yeah, it was,
Got that?
yeah, it was gross.
I give up with you,
I'm still
Anson.
laughing at these national championships.
God bless
man.
you.
This stuff
Right.
is like blasphemy.
God bless your heart.
The Lions were football
God
champions
bless my
in the
green
50s.
and
Who
white
cares?
heart.
Exactly.
Let's
God bless
go.
you, man.
Oh, so you guys, okay, so there was 6. There were like 5 publications that published national championships.
Yes.
And you guys made
So imagine
one of
how
them out
many
of 5.
freebies you guys got out of your first 11.
Braylon, was that preseason?
Right, preseason champions.
These are scrimmages.
They're scrimmage champions.
They had the scrimmages
Hey,
in
even
here.
Wolverines learn
Hey,
something every
that was
day.
the green and white game.
You got you guys got one national championship, and it is a share. You got 2.
How
It's
can you win a
shared.
national title with a tie? You guys tied
52
Notre Dame in
and
66.
52 and 66. 52 and 66.
Okay, so let's go before then. and
Why do
let's,
I have to
let's
go to
break
some-
down how many
Let me ask you a
different
question.
championships there were for the Wolverines when you guys were
Anyway,
wearing
back-
leather scullies.
Anyway, back to the NFL. Last time I checked, Michigan is the current reigning defending champ, so you hush.
This is true.
You guys didn't even make a bowl game last year.
Congratulations,
Shut
my
up.
friend.
Kiss
Congratulations on that W.
Kiss
Yeah.
the ring.
Take me around the NFL
I am.
past CMC being on the cover.
Yeah,
of
let's keep it with the
Madden.
49ers. His 49er brother, Brandon Ayuk, supposedly the 49ers have offered him $26 million a year, but he has not signed yet. And we said he's not a number 1. He is like right there in the second tier. And it's $26 million is right where it should be, if you ask me.
To me, Maz, 100%, I agree with you. I think he's a $26 million receiver. You can't get paid as What are you laughing
JJ.
I'm laughing at Cody Ingle. Did Michigan used to play deaf schools when they won their championships?
Come on, bro.
It's a truth, though.
This is what's so funny about the conversation of Michigan State people. Like, you guys have nothing and no leverage and no place in this conversation, but yet you're talking about, like, what? You got,
and yet we're not your rival, but we get you guys so upset.
we just don't get you.
You know, listen, Palpatine doesn't consider the rebel force as a threat until he gets pitched down the middle of the Death Star.
Can't win the national title.
When I was in college, Michigan State, I never paid them attention. It was Ohio State and it's Notre Dame.
Then
I never
why are
paid
you
attention
so quick to say you went 3-0 against us?
because you
care.
You bring it up.
No,
And it's
I
the
never
facts.
bring up your track record with
The
us
chat.
because I know you're undefeated, but you often
the
bring it
chat.
up because you're quite proud of the fact that you beat your biggest rival.
It's
Michigan State
it's
Spartans.
funny that you guys know that and you still talk to me about it. I'm the wrong person.
As an outsider, coming from the great state of New Jersey, I came here, and still to this day, I want to beat Michigan State more than I want to beat Ohio State as a Michigan fan.
Thank you.
No, and I'm not saying that's me.
Yeah.
You know why? Because that's how much I can't stand you guys.
And that's great.
All right? And
That's
my kid,
great.
I pay for her to go to MSU.
Darth
That
Vader,
makes it
Darth
even
Vader
double.
hated Lando Calrissian.
That even makes it so. How am I doing this?
Grand Moff Tarkin hated Princess Leia.
Are we going to talk about the Empire Strikes Back
You know
all
what?
day? Or are we
No,
going to talk
hold
about
on, real quick. I got a shout out
Are
to
we
the
gonna
chat.
talk about
You guys have
football?
been amazing today.
my God.
Can you guys all pound the like button? I love you guys. It's been fire in the chat. Pound the like button. Get this broadcast today up to 100 likes.
Why don't you put
I'm
that
having a
helmet
blast
on?
with all of you guys.
Why don't you put that helmet on?
I don't know. It might be a little too big for me. I got a little pea brain.
Nothing's bigger than that head.
So Braylon, I guess Darren Waller is going to retire from NFL.
AKG. So are we going to talk about NFL today?
I'm ready to talk NFL.
Funny thing,
As long as
last
it's
year
not kickers.
It's done with the Michigan State stuff. We're done with that. After I saw that sponsorship y'all had on the scoreboard when we came up there last year, no more jokes.
You weren't up there last year.
I
They
saw it on
went up
TV.
there.
I was there.
You know those places that you will get Halloween costumes from, KG, like during Halloween?
Yeah.
They were a sponsor for Michigan State last year.
Well, you know that that place
Exactly.
where you get all your jerseys
God.
for Wolverine fans. Oh wait, what's it? Walmart?
Oh, here we go. All right.
Is that where you get
All
them?
right. Anyway, so Darren Waller is going to
Anyway.
retire from the NFL,
Only
I guess.
What was that?
I guess Darren Waller is retiring from the NFL?
Yes,
Look
Darren
at
Waller.
Look, good job, Pete.
Darren,
Good job, Pete Spivak.
Darren Waller's had a rough time, man, and he took himself from the Raiders when he was with the Raiders, and he had a drug and alcohol problem. Brought himself all the way back up to one of the top tight ends in the NFL.
To getting married.
Yep, to getting married to the beautiful Kelsey Plum, who plays at the WNBA. And I'd watch her in the Team USA, by the way. Nonetheless, Darren Waller has gone through a lot in the last year. Divorce, and last year he actually feared for his life. He thought he was dying, actually. And
words of Darren Waller, I kept nodding and couldn't breathe, so I ended up calling 911. I'm there breathing deeply, and in between each breath, I'm yelling out, help. So maybe I could wake up the neighbors, or maybe I could wake the neighbors up. I don't know how long the time was. It felt like forever. And I'm like, damn, I'm dying on this couch, and nobody even knows. It was kind of familiar to my overdose, like the power plug being pulled out, and I couldn't breathe any more. Words from Darren Waller. It's sad to hear this come out of his mouth and compare it to the overdose and comparing to that space. You're happy that he's gotten to a place where sobriety now seems to be befitting of him, but it's real questions. The NFL, you think of CTE, you think it hits to the head, you think of his troubles before with drugs and alcohol. Like, this is NFL's it's an interesting place and it's tough, and I hope he gets the help that he needs, because it's so many things comes out, like the Kelsey Plum situation. She released a statement, I want to say 3 weeks ago, maybe, KG, saying like, I can't do this anymore. And then I'll give you more details and I'll clarify when the time was right. We didn't know what that was about. He then puts out a music video, and now I'll be the first man. I'm cracking jokes about the music video. I'm like, man, this old clown samp, whatever the words are. And then you listen to this, and then you hear this, and now you're thinking about his state of mind, and I retract, and just, it's tough space.
Well, all of those things that you mentioned is not what I think about, because Everyone and every report from every news publication has said that he was going to retire with no additional information, that the writing was on the wall for him. Guy had a really good season last year and some very strange symptoms that I think we've been hearing a lot of over the last few years.
I know what he's got.
I'm going there because nobody else is willing to. DeMar Hamlin had a heart attack. Thompson from the Kansas City Chiefs just had a heart attack. Yep. 2 strokes in the NFL in the last 2 years.
Young men.
Bronny James' son has the best medical team around him his entire life, but they miss a heart murmur. My question for you guys is this. Why was the Darren Waller retirement... Why were the reasons never spoken of in the national media? And why did I have to dive so deep into a statement directly from Darren Waller so that people could actually understand why he's retiring? Because the things that he just mentioned, we've never heard those as reasons for a guy kind of near his prime to retire from a major sport league.
And Adonis, by the way.
Absolutely. So what the heck is going on, and when are you guys going to start talking about it? That's all I want to know. I don't mean you guys. I mean the rest of the world.
Is this your thoughts that the implementation of professional leagues to make individuals vaccinate to play the game?
Yes.
That's where we're going?
Yes.
All right.
Y'all said it. I didn't have to.
Larry Allen just passed, and I know he's 52, and I know he's retired. Hall of Famer. People are going to say, oh, he's fat, he's this, he's that. But there are a lot of that. There's a lot of that happening throughout all of sports, throughout all of regular life.
Chris Baker, a guy you might have played against.
Yeah, Michigan State.
Just had a stroke at 35 years old.
Tight end?
Chris Baker played with Miami Dolphins, right?
Yeah, he played with the Jets.
Okay,
yeah. He stayed
Chris Baker,
he
35
stayed green
years
and white.
old. He just had a stroke as well.
I actually like Chris, man. Chris had game.
Who was the great receiver from the Denver Broncos that passed?
Oh, Demaryius Thomas.
There you go. Yeah. Another one. And it on.
Yeah, now
Asar Thompson, non-surgery created blood clot.
Yeah, blood.
You don't
clot.
have blood clots at 19 unless you have problems from a surgery.
Fact.
I mean, come on, guys. There's people dying all over Europe and overseas on the pitch, on the soccer pitch. We got high schoolers collapsing and going to their graves. I mean, what is going on and why aren't people talking about it? That's all I have to say.
Interesting thought, and
it's
100%.
tough, man, Anson.
It's an interesting thought.
Very much.
One day we will get some information, but not as of now. Tom Masway, I believe the NFL preseason is set.
Yep, and I gave you guys a copy of the list. All of the games are out there for you guys to peruse. 3 games, obviously, for each team around the NFL. You know our Detroit Lions.
Which conference
at the New
you want
York
to start
Giants, at the New York Giants on August the 8th, 8/17. At the New York Jets. The New York Jets, I was Carolina, my bad. At Kansas City, so they have 2 away games, and they bring that back. Pittsburgh comes in on the 24th of August for the finale of the preseason. That is the only game at Ford Field this year. You get the Steelers coming in at 1 o'clock. So each team with 3 games, you could take a peek there and see what games you're looking forward to. But guys, we're talking about, what did we talk yesterday? About 90 days away already from really getting it going. 90 days, maybe 80 days before this preseason gets rolling. It's closing in, man.
So quick.
NFL does an amazing job with the schedule. Ryan Ermanni, miss you, brother. We'll see you soon. He does an amazing job always talking about NFL understands the schedule, and they play it out and they lay out in such a way that keeps you invested in the NFL for 365 days. You're still watching throughout the playoffs. Then there's the Super Bowl. Not shortly after that, there's now mock drafts. There's now the combine. There's now the list goes on and on and on. So 90 days, it comes fast, man. And that's a pause on that one. But the season does seem to come quick. The NFL gets it right. But there's no fun in watching preseason games anymore.
It's not.
Like before, when it was 16 games, and it's because I'm older, it's just how it was played. That third game, you got a real sense of what a team was going to be in that third game.
Yep.
You got a sense of what teams were going to be, how they were going to be early on. You also got a chance to watch the breakout players. I remember playing against the Giants in 2010 when I played for the Jets. Rex wanted to play all the stars in game 2, KG.
Yeah.
So usually it's game 3. But since we were playing the Giants, he wanted to be kings in the North. He wanted to be kings in NY, Mass. So he played all his starters against the Giants. There was this wide receiver out of, University of Massachusetts, I want to say. Number 3. 90-yard touchdown on Darrell Reeves. I'm like, dang, who the heck is this? Who's this Cruz kid?
Oh, Victor.
85-yard touchdown on Antonio Cromartie.
Yeah.
Dang, that's him again. Mind you, these are our starters. One of these guys is all-pro. Another has been all-pro. 70-yard touchdown. Who the heck is number 3? Ended up being Victor Cruz, but like that was the fun part.
How about that dance?
What did the salsa?
The salsa, yeah.
Yeah, man. But then you missed that. It's not going to be like anymore. But these are the schedules, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
If I pick a game, because they're not going to line up like it used to.
It's all about the joint practices now.
Hey, coming up on college football and pro football, between December 18th and January 20th, look at the schedule of games that are going to be right there for you. Holiday football. You got the Browns and the Bengals. A day later, you got college football round 1. Then you got the Texans and Chiefs, Steelers at Ravens on a Saturday. Then 12 NFL games on a Sunday. The next day, Saints and Packers on a Monday. 3 days later on Christmas, Chiefs at Steelers, Ravens at Texans. And then a day later, Seahawks at the Bears on the day after Christmas. The 29th, 12 more games. The day after that, Lions at the 49ers. Then the college football quarterfinals on 12/31. That is New Year's Eve. And then 5 days later, 16 NFL games, followed by the college football semifinals on a Thursday and a Friday.
Nice.
Then the wild card, then the division round, then the national championship on a Monday. But how about that for holiday football?
Tom Mazaway, you and Ryan talk all the time. You talk about you can never have too much football. Maz, you yourself, you DVR everything. You love football. You will watch any game.
We watch it.
That extends to NHL. That extends to MLB. That extends to NBA to a certain extent. I have got to tell you, as a former football player, as a now analyst here with Woodward Sports Network, love the game of football, love the competition. I love college football. It's what I always love first. Nah, maybe NFL. It's too much football. It's too much football. I cannot watch every game. I cannot be dialed into every quarter. It's way too much football. It's an overload. Am I tripping?
Yes. Yes.
You can't even process all the information you saw. By the time you get through that 30 days?
Yeah.
That's over 65 games.
Isn't that something? That's beautiful.
It's fun, but I mean, that's a lot.
Well, Braylon also not mentioned there were the other bowl games involved as well. Add those
the bowl games in.
Ain't anybody watching those bowl games. I can tell you that.
You know how Army Navy used to stand on its own?
Nobody's watching that.
No, but it's not standing on its own anymore. It's going to be mixed along. It's just a regular Saturday now for the Army Navy game with a bunch of other games with it. That's how much football there is.
Army Navy is watched because there's nothing else to watch. Like you got 30%.
Correct.
30% of fans watch because they truly are dialed in, and it is a historic game. I
just want to watch the crowd.
I like that.
Yeah, I love seeing the cadets and the midshipmen, and it's beautiful.
Going against each other.
It's beautiful. The game itself sucks,
man.
But it's a beautiful event.
There's 100 football games. Anson, you gonna watch all 100 of these games?
I mean, I don't watch any kind of games.
No, he's going to watch NBA during that.
What you talked about that I loved is what the NFL is able to do with this schedule.
Yeah.
Week by week, it's just epic.
Yeah.
Aside from Thursday Night Football, of course. But, I mean, the way that they are able to just schedule these games and make it work and coincide with college football, that time of year is always just so darn special. So I'm not going to watch all of these. I'm going to watch a lot of them.
This is why they hate. This is why they hate Caitlin Clark. Like, and I hate to go back to that. It's so funny.
Here we go.
No, they legit.
I'm only joking.
I don't really care about it. It's just funny to watch. They legitimately have Breonna Stewart getting interviewed live right now on ESPN just to talk about what she makes of Caitlin Clark's first month in the WNBA. God. Of course she's gonna. Now she hates Caitlin Clark. I wanted to be on there and talk about myself and what my squatters do. I love it, man.
Like, let the girl be
they're
great.
some catty individuals.
Yeah, let the girl be great.
I love it, man. But 100 games is a little too much, KG. At least
a cat fight.
For me.
Yeah.
Can you even dial into the 12, the CFP 12?
What about it?
Can you really even dial in the midst of the NFL season, which is king? I got to figure out who the heck. Man, put that up. The
you gotta make a choice.
Put it up there, Pete. College football playoffs preview. Yes, we're talking about this in June. This is what they've got laid out. Go over the games, fellas. You got the papers in front of you as well.
I got you right here. The number 1 seed, Ohio State. Number 2, Georgia. 3, Florida State. 4, Kansas State. Team that has really been on the rise the last 3-4 years. 5, Alabama. 6, Oregon. I like that pick right there. 7, Texas. 8, Michigan. Notre Dame. 9, 10, Ole Miss. 11, Tennessee. 12 to the Boise State Mustangs, I do believe.
Boise State's back.
Yeah, Boise State snuck in there, man. So
love that field of theirs.
You have Ohio State, Georgia, Kansas State, and Florida State getting it by. And then you have Notre Dame playing Michigan, Alabama playing Boise State, Texas, Ole Miss, Oregon, Tennessee, Anson.
Out of all those games, I'm just looking at Notre Dame, Michigan. Out of all those games, that is an 8-9 matchup. I'd pay to see that game.
I'm going to watch 8-9 just because it's Michigan, Notre Dame. 7-10, I think, is the most intriguing. Because I think Ole Miss is a dark horse to win the national championship. I think Texas might.
Is?
Ole Miss.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think they're going to win their side.
Defensively, they better get it together.
What? SEC, I'm telling you, Ole Miss is a dark horse, mark my words. But I agree with you. That's the only ones I want to see. And then Ohio State, number 1 in the country. $13 million can buy you a lot.
Buys you a lot. Buys you a lot. I'm looking forward to the season, man. College football will be starting. Yeah. If we're counting down to the NFL, 2 weeks prior to that is college football. So we're closing in on it, folks.
Yeah. You know what's funny about that? Michigan being 8. I'm looking at this this top 12. Michigan plays 3 teams in here.
Yeah, they do.
It's gonna be a grueling year for University of Michigan. I like Oregon. I think Oregon
be a bloodbath.
I think Oregon is the best team right now in the Big Ten without seeing a game.
Michigan went from the easiest schedule in the nation to one of the top 3 hardest, maybe the hardest schedule.
Do you think they'll be able to make it to week 1 with all their coaches intact?
I do. I believe that they got everything right now. I do. How about you guys? You doing all right?
No, I'm not sure.
You got a bunch of new guys. We'll see how it
not
goes.
sure to be
You got another
quite
John.
honest
You got
with
another
you.
John Smith. Hopefully, this one will be better.
Does he have a middle initial that's
No
important?
L. I don't think he has an L as his middle
He
initial.
didn't need an L because Michigan State's already taking him.
Well played there. I liked that one.
And take that.
Hey, do we owe you a
I'm not
break,
mad at
Pete?
that one.
If you want.
Well, do we have any reads remaining?
If you want.
You know what? My man P. Spivak, we will take a break to get another read real quick. Let's get a read from Wake Up Woodward with my man KG in the building. P. Spivak, tell us about it.
That's right. I was going to say we're in the presence of a celebrity here, gentlemen. Look who we have here, the great Kenny G.
Black Hollywood, baby. You know what it is.
Black Hollywood from Wake Up Woodward. You can hear that Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. right here every morning on Woodward Sports. You can join Black Hollywood Kenny G. You can also join the great JB, Kool-Aid, Sam Flannel, and, of course, the great Matt Broder. Again, join Wake Up Woodward every Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. mornings right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, and that would be Woodward Sports. We'll be right back.
Thank you to the Detroit Lions and Sheila Hamp for the best season in Lions history. Now it's time to let Brad Holmes cook. Woodward Sports.
Yo, let me just say, I love Planet Fitness.
Trying out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Listen, the PF Black Card is worth every penny for this hydro massage. I'm a new man.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
All the benefits, all for less. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media. And we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
To any Lady Jane's haircuts for men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's haircuts for men. It's wicked awesome.
Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Hey, guys, it's the Woodward Sports Injury Insider with our good friend, Dr. Jeff Pierce, the medical director of Michigan Sports and Spine Center, every Tuesday on Big D Energy, and, of course, every Thursday right here on Ermanni and Edwards with myself. Brought to you by MRI of Southfield, featuring the most advanced imaging and maximum patient comfort for over 20 years. MRI of Southfield.com is the place for you if you want a real MRI.
Appreciate you guys joining us today on this beautiful Tuesday. Woodward Sports Network. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. My man Anson Wells filled in as always. Paul's an amazing job out of him. You guys asked me a question, but I get so back and forth with Michigan State, I forgot to answer it. The question was Brandon Ayuk. How did we get to Michigan State off of Brandon Ayuk?
This guy.
Anyway, Brandon Ayuk, $26 million. Look, this is the going rate nowadays for wide receivers. The money is going to continue to go up, and I think what he does for that team, he's worth the $26 million. Now, he's not worth the 32. He's not worth 31, 30. He's not worth that. You know why? He hasn't done it on his own. To get that superstar money, to get that top dollar money, you got to do what Devontae Adams did for 4 or 5 years in Green Bay and then consistently does with the Raiders, regardless of the quarterback. Tyreek Hill. What he was able to do, Kansas City. Justin Jefferson, what he's done. Jamar Chase, his first 3 years. So he's a damn good wide receiver in this NFL, but he's not top tier because he hasn't done it by himself.
2 questions for you. Yeah. 1, who would you rather have long-term, him or Debo? And 3, how do you see Ricky Pearsall fitting into this wide receiver room? Is he a guy that you think that they could afford to just franchise Ayuk and let him go after this season?
It's tough to categorize that, and the reason why is like Deebo Samuel. Look, he's a guy that running the ball, reverses, quick screens, things
Versatile.
that he's getting beat up.
Yeah,
he's getting beat up. So you talk about long term, like what's Deebo Samuel gonna look like in 2 years? What's that route gonna look like on the corner in 2 years? What is his knees gonna look like in 4 years? So long term, I would take Brandon Ayuk. But at that time, Brandon Ayuk catches a lot of those touchdowns. He catches a lot of those one-on-one matchups in the seam because Deebo Samuel was on the field as well. So It's a tough one. It's a tough one just going between those two. Maz, my bad. We got away. I had to answer that question. Back to you,
All right.
sir.
Well, and we'll keep it in wide receivers. How about Stephon Diggs? He is now saying that the Vikings sent him to the Buffalo Bills to punish him because they were mad at him. He says to screw him, they sent him to Buffalo. That's what Stephon Diggs says. And now, of course, he has left Buffalo and he is in Houston.
Look, I think Stephon Diggs needs to worry about football.
Yes.
I think he strikes me as an individual that likes to deal with a lot. And I'm not speaking to, speak down on him or judge him. I'm just saying he strikes me as an individual that likes to talk about things that no longer even matter. You're not in Minnesota. That was 3 stops ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is 1 stop. The stop before this was Buffalo, and the stop before that was
3 years.
That was 3 stops ago.
Yeah.
Let that go. You are now on a team that's poised to be an AFC contender. You got a quarterback in C.J. Stroud. You got Tank Dell, who beat the murder rap, as they say. He got shot. You know what I'm saying? Like he's good. Nico Collins just got extended.
Stud.
Worry about, for the first time, you might see man-to-man coverage.
Yeah.
Worry about that in Houston.
And to say that they tried to screw him over by sending him to Buffalo. Buffalo were in their Super Bowl window around this time.
They went to the AFC Championship, the year before he got there?
It makes no sense, man. Like you said, just focus on football, man. Leave the drama alone. I understand it didn't work too well in Buffalo, but focus on your new team, man.
We know Steph's a high head too, man. Like be more like your brother.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Go ahead, man.
I've had this on for a while. The winningest franchises in the NFL. I want you to look at them, the top 5 here. And look at the top 2. Something could change in the next couple of years on these 2 teams. We're going to finally put it up.
Hang on, Maz. Go ahead. I'll get it up. Go ahead.
Well, it's going to be between the Bears and the Packers as far as the winningest franchises in NFL history. And the Bears are closing in on the Pack. So let me get that up there.
I'm having an issue. Go ahead.
Even before you get that on there, the Bears may be closing in on them. They got 1 Super Bowl title.
Correct.
As somebody told me, because this is what I'll give you some fun. Michigan fans were holding on to the national championship. You're holding on, and we got this national championship. Well, you know what? We got more wins in Alabama. Once Nick Saban start going on his run, once they start winning national championship, well, we have the most wins. I don't care about all these empty wins if you don't have iron and trophy backing it. So the Bears, they may win, but Green Bay has 6 rings?
There you go.
4 or 5. Winningest franchises in NFL history through 2023. Green Bay 799, the Bears 793, the Giants 721, Pittsburgh Steelers 721, and the Washington football team 629 wins. Maz, out of all 5 of those franchises, what franchise would you want to be?
Probably the Steelers.
Steelers because of their
because of their great history, the way they've come. I mean, they were terrible in the old days, but the minute they had that great draft in the late '60s and got Mean Joe Green, Terry Bradshaw, Franco Harris, etc., that was the team.
So I'm gonna go on record and say, Maz, I am completely shocked.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna pick the Packers.
Like, no.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't see what other team was on
The
there?
Giants were in there.
The New York Giants.
Yeah, we're on there.
The Giants.
This is Maz.
I
All he
love my
talks about
Giants.
is LT.
Yeah. I love my Giants. But you asked me what team I would rather be.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The Pittsburgh Steelers. You go to Pittsburgh, that town they bleed black and gold. There's like 1 million Pittsburgh Steelers stores. Wherever you walk, you can't walk past the Pittsburgh Steelers store without 2 or 3 of them on a block. It was amazing when I went there this past
Where do you guys think
winter.
the Lions sit on this list?
Nowhere near.
Oh, the wins list?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go back to the 50s and 60s, they amassed some wins. So
they might be in the 500s.
They're number 8 on this list.
Oh, how many do they have?
They have 591, which is 5 more than the 49ers.
Okay.
The Rams have, looks like 23 more than the Lions, and then the Eagles, they're finishing out number 6.
Wow.
So if you look at the 10 years of the Millen era, you just add 2 wins
And
in
3
there
more
each
wins
year,
and
you
3
know.
more Bob Quinn eras.
Well, and you basically jump up into the 5 spot ahead of the Commanders.
How about that?
Nothing to show for it.
Now, this is a perfect segue for me to just mention a team that has the longest losing streak in pro sports history. I'm just going to drop it real fast here, but they are here in Detroit. They are the Detroit Mechanics, the ultimate Frisbee golf team here in Detroit, and they have lost over 70 consecutive losses. Crazy.
Tuning in to watch the Mechanics, Braylon.
On the ESPN Ocho.
So, what was it? Obscure Men's Quarterly? Men's Obscurity? I told you. Any dodgeball reference is welcomed on the show.
Yeah.
It just sucks because, with the Lions, we finally got a team that can win. But anytime you address a sport to Michigan, Detroit, it just seems like we're getting our butts dragged. Like it sucks.
Never fails.
It sucks. I remember Michigan Panthers, who are good this year. Michigan Panthers had a good season this year. Remember last year, came in the league first year, whooped up on us. So it's just like
it is the
can we get some winning?
The longest losing streak in professional sports history belongs to the Detroit
That's a professional
Mechanics.
sport?
That was my next
It's
question.
an ultimate professional sport, my friend.
All righty.
So you play that, and we'll end on this. We apologize. We're on
Tigers
Frisbee.
Nationals tonight downtown at Comerica.
I'll tell you
Nationals
what.
have just completely fallen apart since they won the
They
World
won
Series.
their World Series and they broke them
They
apart.
had Max Scherzer, that's why.
Brayden, can you throw a Frisbee?
We fixed them.
I can't. I actually saw the Frisbee golf, a froth, as Maz called it. Saw a guy hit a 600-foot drive.
Yes, the
swung it
total
around,
S curve.
swung it, and then went in.
absolutely.
Okay.
Because I'll tell you what, the Mechanics could use you.
Frisbee's exciting.
You don't even have to throw it, but I'm telling you, you go out deep.
Yeah.
Mechanics, get them on your squad.
The Mechanics.
Like if I'm scrolling through and it happens to be on ESPN, I might watch. I watch 7 minutes of it.
You ain't watching that. Stop lying.
Stop lying.
Don't sit up here and
KG,
lie.
can you throw a Frisbee?
Yeah. You said, can I throw one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can throw
KG.
one. Okay. I'm not professionally, but.
KG, I'm not going to watch for no hour.
Yeah,
but I give it 7.
You was not turning that on for 7 minutes. That's 7 minutes of your life you can't get back.
But that's like 7 Instagram minutes. So I'm like, looking.
right.
And Maz wants to talk about baseball right now.
No, I don't. I'm good. I'm good, man.
Maz, how did your garage sale go?
It went real well. Like I said, yesterday I brought it up. We made some money and we got rid of some stuff we didn't need anymore.
Name something you got rid of that you pissed you got rid of.
Yeah, that's what was my question.
My bowl. I had a bowling bag.
Okay.
An older one.
Okay.
And I had some bowling equipment. So the guy came with a friend of mine.
The old school leather ones that had the shine.
Oh yeah, got the shine.
Okay.
So I got the 2 bag, the 2 ball bag as they call it, and I didn't check the bag. So the guy is like, "Oh, I'll take the bag and a couple of these bowling balls. How much?" I'm like, "Make me an offer." He's like, "20." I'm like, "Sure, you got it."
Yeah.
He got home, and my friend said he found $17 in the pockets.
So he bought the bag for $3.
For $3, and there was a pair of shoes in there I didn't realize either.
Man,
Man, you got played.
I got played.
But you know what? Good things happen to good people. So hopefully he uses that ball in those shoes to bowl some strikes in his
I want
league.
my money
No
back.
doubt.
Maz wants his money back, but you know what? I don't want this show back because it was another good one in the bag with my man Anson, Wells, KG on the ones and twos, and Peace Fireback. Coming through as always is my right hand. Tom Mazaway. How you feeling over there, man?
I'm good, man.
You not mad anymore?
Man,
I'm mad.
We got that out.
big old smile on
I'm
his
still
face
mad.
now.
Nope. We're going to end the show before you guys rehash
still
that.
mad.
We appreciate
I'm
you
gonna go have a hot
guys for
dog.
tuning in to
hate
Ermanni
me.
Networks with Maz, Anson, Wellsfield in the day. We'll see you tomorrow. Keep the chat and conversations going. I don't mind the Michigan State jokes, by the way. It's a part of the banter. It's a part of the ride.
All right.
Go Blue.
Agreed.
There we go.